Well, he was in prime childbearing years. Jimmy Butler's awesome at basketball.
Now, none of Michael Jordan's claimed sons are awesome at basketball.
That's true.
Fair enough, but doesn't that lead you to believe that there's got to be one out there who is?
Good point.
It seems far less likely to me that Michael Jordan would have no kids that are good at basketball than that he would have one be an NBA star. We love getting out to live events, whether it's a concert, football game, or a comedy show, and we always use Game Time, the official ticketing partner of Barstool Sports. You know how much we love Game Time. Now with their brand new Game Time Picks feature, they're making it even easier to get to a game. Game Time Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats, so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. I've got pulled up right here, Chief. The Predators are in town next Friday. I can get you in on Game Time, and I use Game Time to get my tickets to this game for $28.
Like that.
$28. Central Division rivals will get you in on Game Time.
A race to the bottom. That's a big game.
Yeah. Well, we're a little further up, but yeah.
We're winning the race. The Blackhawks winning the race.
You are winning the race. That's correct. Just pull up your chosen event and turn on the GT Picks setting at the top of the screen or browse the best local Game Time Picks deals near you on your Game Time app homepage. What are you waiting for? I'm going to buy those Predators tickets right now with Game Time Picks. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use code MACRO for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account and redeem code MACRO for $20 off. Download the Game Time app today. What time is it? Game time.
All right, welcome back to the Macrodosing podcast. PFT is out with some hangover, and we're gonna have a good episode. Hope he covers up well. He might pop in. You never know. We got Big T. We got Chief in the building. Today's a little redemption episode. We're gonna do microplastics too. I'm just kidding.
That would kind of be awesome, actually.
Low key.
We may have to do that.
Microplastics.
Endocrine disruptors. You guys don't know anything about them. It's terrible.
I'm sure it is.
Yeah. I'm gonna take your word for it, dog.
Yep.
We got Mac and Maddie back there as well. So we have a good episode today. We're gonna talk about sports conspiracies. Bunch of shit that went down. And so we're excited, man. How's everybody feeling today?
I'm feeling average.
That's great for you.
Yeah, no, that's I always say that to people and they're like, that's good. I've never thought of it that way. I'm like, don't get too high, don't get too low.
It is just another day.
Yeah, manage your emotions.
The sun is up.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Barely.
Keep it moving.
It's been a nice winter so far for the most part. There was like 1 week where it was bad.
That was a bad week.
And other than that, it's been fine. It's like 40 degrees today.
I didn't wear a jacket.
Yeah.
So we're good. There's basically spring training's around the corner. We're almost done with winter here.
2 weeks.
Yeah.
Arian, I know that fires you up.
I can't wait for y'all to tell me when baseball starts. I feel like it always starts and it's always here. I never know when baseball's going on.
It does always start.
It's always baseball season.
We need to get Arian to Wrigley this year. That's a goal.
Wrigley's fun.
Wrigley's so
I
fun.
love baseball games when I'm there. It's one of my favorite things.
You still haven't been to Wrigley though?
No.
Okay. I mean that's
Wrigley's the Cubs, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And White
the
Sox.
other one is
White Sox you can skip.
I gotta do it just for the love. Just have to love.
I've been a guaranteed rate like 5 or 6 times and we're good.
It's the most thoroughly underwhelming stadium I've ever been to for anything ever.
Really?
It's almost
Good
like
food.
a Big T stadium. This is a stadium.
The sun is up. It's almost impressively underwhelming.
Yeah.
Like you're like, wow, they really, when they said no frills, they were serious.
Yeah,
not one frill.
The sausage with the onions is the highlight of the
Is that the green?
Well, now
is
it's
that the green monster? That's
the
not the green
milkshake.
monster, is it?
That's
That's
Boston.
Fenway Park in
Boston.
Boston,
Okay,
Massachusetts.
I'm tripping. I've been to that. I've been to Fenway. That was fun.
I'm going there for the first time this year.
Yeah.
It's my second favorite ballpark.
What's your first?
Wrigley number one.
Wrigley's number one. Wrigley's incredible.
Are you a Cubs fan? I just
Five
noticed
for
you have a Cubs hat on.
Yeah, I'm born and raised in Chicago. So or not born and raised, but I've been here since I was 10.
Got you. Okay. Well, didn't
There
they
you
just
go.
win? They just won, didn't they? Like a couple years back.
Like
Okay,
like 10 years
2016,
ago.
almost a decade. We haven't had any good Chicago sports since then.
That's
was
crazy. That was 9
Sore
years
subject.
ago.
Arian.
Yeah.
Chicago has been kind of shit, right?
Yeah. Should we just make this into an episode of The Stretch where I just complain about how terrible all Chicago sports are?
I mean, it's been
When
pretty
was
bad.
the last really good season from a Chicago team?
Well, our first day being full-time with Barstool was the double doink game against the Eagles. So that was
17 or 18?
That was the game happened like January 2019.
So that was the 18 season.
It was the 18 season.
Okay.
Yeah. So that was a good season for the Bears. And that was it. That's it.
That was the last one.
Yeah. So yeah, it's been nothing but shit. No t-shirt sales for the boys upstairs because we have nothing to celebrate here.
It's tough. And for a city with so many teams, you would think.
So I always I update this tweet where I do a stat like how many days since the last time a Chicago team won a playoff game, which is the 2016 World Series, or 2017 NLDS. So it's like, I don't know, over 1,000 days. And then people are like, oh, also the Chicago Fire, the soccer team, which no one pays attention to, they're terrible too. And it's just like every team across the board is awful. And I think maybe the WNBA team did something.
They won a title
within like the last 6 years or something.
It was because it was when Candace Parker came back, right?
Oh, look who it is.
Hey, there he is.
Aww.
How we doing?
You don't look that bad. You look fine.
I don't feel fine, but
okay.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I knew this day was going to come. I woke up this morning, puke, the whole 9 yards. It's mental health day.
On a scale of 1 to Big T San Diego puke, how bad was it?
I think it's probably like a 7. Just multiple sessions. Yeah. I can't party like I used to. I'm 40.
Are you allowed to reveal how many beers you consumed or no?
I don't think I can reveal that. I don't know what the spoiler policy is.
Can you tell us and we'll bleep it?
I drank, I think, beers last night.
Okay.
But in the span of about 2 hours.
Can I be honest? I thought the number was going to be higher.
Yeah, me too. I thought in the 20s.
Well, yeah. I mean, if you pace it out over the course of like 6 hours or like a normal night, I think I could get there. But yeah, about an hour and a half, 2 hours. That's a lot of beers for 2 hours.
Now, I don't know that I've had beers in the last 6 months, so I shouldn't be talking shit. But that's, if you're racing, I feel like,
it's not that impressive. I'll agree with you on that. Not super impressive, but I'm also 40.
Yeah, true.
Yeah.
Wait,
almost.
You turned 40?
I'm basically 40. I turned 40 on Friday.
Arian, I need you to have a great meme on deck for Friday.
I do have this though.
I'm gonna do my best.
I got my head wrap.
Is that the hangover thing?
Oh yeah,
I got my head wrap that I've been.
Has it helped?
Yeah, it does help. It does help, but yeah, this is I'm not in a good place right now, but that's fine. I'll work my way out of it. Might have to sweat it out. Might have to puke it out. You basically just need to do a full recharge on all the fluids in your body. Get an oil change, like everything new. Once my sweat's new, once all the water in my body is new, once all the food in my body's new, then I think I'll be feeling good.
Is Blake comforting you?
Blake did a good job of comforting me this morning, but then he wanted to go outside and play, so that did not help.
That's tough.
Yeah, he was barking. He does these like dive bombs into the bed in the morning, and he got me with his like toe right up my nose. I got punched in the face by Blake this morning to wake up. That probably didn't get things off to a good start.
Well, glad to see you doing well, man. What kind of beer was it? You allowed to say that?
I don't know what kind of beer it was, actually. It was in a cup. They just kept giving us new cups of beer. So,
what was the game?
It's like it was a 4-team Royal Rumble kind of thing, where you had to make like a certain quota of drinks every 15 minutes as a team. And yeah, it took its toll, but it's fine. I'll be all right. I did this to myself. I have nobody to blame but me, and also Big Cat for scheduling this, but mostly me.
Love that.
Yeah, one last hurrah before you're actually 40.
Yeah. So we're doing sports conspiracies today, right?
Yeah.
Do you have any about which you feel strongly?
I think I kind of like the one with Cal Ripken, where Cal Ripken got the streak continued because it was like an electric problem at Oriole Park. Now the rumor became that like he wasn't going to make the game because he got into a fight with Kevin Costner.
Correct.
I don't know if that's a true story or not. It's fun to believe, But I think if there was something that day where Cal might have had an injury or something, couldn't have played that day, and they made up an electric issue at Memorial Stadium so that they could cancel the game and then reschedule when he was okay to play.
And what wasn't it the one step further? Wasn't it Kevin Costner was having sex with his wife?
Yeah.
That is the story.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true. That's almost too good to be true.
It shut the whole city down. Short circuit the block.
Yeah, exactly.
Make sure the streak that was the year after the strike. It was the only positive storyline in baseball. Like, we have to do everything we can to keep this going.
Yeah. For a few years, baseball they felt like they were very corrupt in terms of like leaning towards whatever the storyline was to home run chase. What do you guys think? Have you guys talked about Michael Jordan yet?
We're
haven't
waiting
done
for
anything yet.
We're waiting for you.
We just started, and so we were shooting shit.
Okay, gotcha. I'm interested to hear what you guys say about Michael Jordan's retirement.
I have another one about Michael Jordan too that I genuinely believe.
Jimmy Butler's dad?
I'm about to say Anthony Edwards.
It is one of those, yes.
Do share.
Well, okay, fuck it. I guess we'll do it live. No, he's Jimmy Butler's dad for sure. He's 100% Jimmy Butler's dad.
100% is wild.
I thought we thought he was LeBron's dad for a while.
He's
too.
LeBron's daddy. He's not LeBron's dad.
That's just how dumb we are as sports fans. When anybody's a good basketball player, we're like, oh, that must be Michael Jordan's son.
No, have you seen the side by side?
Yeah, the Jimmy Butler one I have. Yeah.
It's crazy.
Do you have any other evidence besides the side by side?
Jimmy Butler doesn't know who his dad is.
Okay.
And the timeline lines up perfectly.
Like Michael Jordan was still alive.
Well, he was in prime childbearing years.
Okay.
Jimmy Butler's awesome at basketball.
Now, none of Michael Jordan's claimed sons are awesome at basketball.
That's true.
Fair enough, but doesn't that lead you to believe that there's got to be one out there who is?
Good point.
It seems far less likely to me that Michael Jordan would have no kids that are good at basketball than that he would have one be an NBA star.
It is also weird that this is like one of those, you don't see a lot of like second generation stars. And I remember hearing this fact about football players that they have a disproportionate amount of daughters because their testosterone is so high, it kills off the male sperm. And it's almost like the universe being like, we can't have any more of these guys. We can't have another, superstar muscled out guy. We have to like control the population a little bit.
Okay. I got more daughters than I do sons.
That checks out 1 for 1.
Checks out. But I got a homeboy who got all sons, so I don't know.
I'm
Is he a
seeing
kicker?
Nah, he was a safety.
Okay.
I'm seeing that in the last few months, Jimmy Butler may have reconnected with both of his biological parents, but I am still choosing to believe that his real dad is Michael Jordan.
We got to have the DNA test.
Yeah.
That's fair.
What's the what's the other one that you had? Was that the only one? The Michael Jordan one?
And Cal Ripken.
I was talking Big T.
Oh, no, I have one more about which I feel strongly. Are we just doing it all now?
Might as well. I don't know how long we're gonna have
Sitting here.
PFT before he
All right.
cooks.
Yeah, until PFT falls asleep.
Just do
on
the show
Zoom.
until PFT pukes.
Okay.
I think I got another good 5 to 7 minutes.
All right.
I don't recall if I've
Oh well,
talked about
let's
this.
save it then. Let's save it then. We're doing this shit all out of order. Because he
Well,
can't.
you just
drink.
said do it.
Well, he said he only got 7 minutes. I thought he was gonna be on.
Knew
He
the
ain't
story
gonna be
in
on.
7
Let's
minutes.
let's just talk to him about his dog. How's your dog?
How is my dog?
What is that Mr. Evil laugh? What is this?
It's the first time you've ever cared about how someone's dog is.
I don't give a shit about how his dog is. I was just moving the conversation along.
I know. You don't care about him. It's okay. He's good.
Did you
Yep.
lose any hair last night?
I did not lose any hair last night. No, I stayed clear of leaf blowers. But I talked about this on PMT today. But I'm also struggling with getting dressed now because I don't really have that many clothes because all my clothes
Oh
are
wait,
stolen
yeah.
off my front porch. So,
Wait, what? Why?
Yeah.
so I sent a bunch of laundry to be done on Saturday, and like all my clothes, 2 giant duffel bags, and then I got it back on Sunday night as I was at the office recording part of my take, and I get home look for my clothes. They're not there. Somebody took them off my front porch.
That's why you ain't got like a Ring camera.
I do have a Ring cam. I got a security camera out front, but for whatever reason, in the nighttime, it didn't get activated when this person. Like I saw the person drop it off, and then I did not see anything else, and all the clothes are gone.
And jumpsuit January is just about over too, so you're in a world of hurt.
I know that's what was funny to me is like imagining the burglar unzipping the bag that he got, and the first thing that he sees is like a Prince Ludwig of Sweden jumpsuit, and he's like, "What the hell did I just steal?"
I hope you see that like driving around Chicago, like someone just wearing it, because there can't be many of those.
I know
around town.
That would absolutely rock. And now I'm getting I do have some clothes that were like in the mail on their way to me, and they just got here today. They are in fact Washington Commanders jerseys, which that I don't really feel like wearing those right now. It'd be sweet if we were in the Super Bowl, but like 25% of my clean clothes are Commanders merch on the eve, like after their elimination. So that's nice.
In 2022, I bought a polo of of when Tennessee beat Alabama, and it's got like the score on it and a bunch of, it's like one of those all over print things. And it arrived at my apartment I went to a bar to watch the Tennessee South Carolina game, which is the game we lost that knocked us out of the playoff. I left in like the third quarter. I get home and it was at my door. So in the fourth quarter, right before Hendon Hooker tore his ACL, I opened the package of this polo of a triumphant, glorious moment as our season was crumbling.
You beat Bama though, hang a banner.
Yep. It was a sick day.
That is pretty sick. But it's also very cruel that you got that at a very bad.
Yeah, same sitch.
Yep. So we'll see. I'm not doing a full like fashion makeover, getting like real swaggy with it. I'm talking like Joe Burrow fashionista.
You should have the TikTok girls dress you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Start dressing like a lesbian.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll kind of look like a lesbian.
Dressing like a. Arian,
y'all gassing it. Y'all gassing it.
Arian, to get my to give me any fashion tips for how I need to upgrade.
You know what I was actually thinking of doing? I was actually thinking of just going to get like 6 of the exact same things and just wearing that for the rest of my life. I'm really genuinely thinking about doing this.
There was that Steve Harvey clip that was genius like a few years ago. He's like, you need one black pair of pants, one like khaki, one blue, and then you just have 3 shirts and 2 jackets, and then you can mix and match forever and you're fine.
Yeah, no, I was thinking about getting just one. Just one.
Like
you're gonna see me in the same thing for the rest of my life. Like I was thinking
you're
about
just gonna have a uniform. You're
So
Batman.
that's what Steve Jobs did.
Yeah.
I was thinking about doing that the other day because it's just like you ever sitting in front of your closet and you're just like, bro, I don't know. This is not what I do. Fashion has never been my thing. I respect it. Like we was talking about it earlier on the pod. Wisdom, that dude, Maddie.
Yeah.
There's this dude, Wisdom, that like he's the first cat I ever seen. I was like, okay, this motherfucker can dress. Like it is fire the way he put together the fits. I don't have that. Whatever that is, missing. Don't have it. And I get kind of anxiety when I have to dress and go somewhere. So I just usually say, fuck it, I'm going in sweats.
What would your one outfit be?
I don't know. I haven't put any thought into it naturally. But maybe a suit. Maybe I just switch it up and I'm just in like a suit for the rest of my life.
No, you wouldn't do that.
You're right, I wouldn't.
You barely put on shoes.
That is a rarity that I put on shoes. I put on jeans the other day.
How'd that feel?
I hated it. I was
Yeah.
thinking about getting rid of those.
Jeans are my favorite long pant.
I don't know if I've worn jeans in the last 3 years.
Really?
Yeah, I've switched to joggers, and I don't even know what's in anymore. I can't do jeans.
Really?
Yeah, haven't done them.
No free ads. I've got a brand for you that I think could change your mind.
Okay, I'm open to.
You know what
my
I
mind.
will do, and I will get jiggy with. I will absolutely get dripped down on the golf course. I will put I got shoes with the pants and the polo. Put a little vest on. I get fly on the course. But other than that,
I feel like you could do that every day. You could wear golf stuff every day. You're just a dad now.
Yeah, I am. That's fine. I be at my son's games, yelling at the ref and shit. Yeah.
I meant to send this to you. I saw it yesterday. I'm sending it to you right now. It's this new golf bag that there was like some trade show that they unveiled it at.
Is it like you put the clubs in on the side?
Uh-huh.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Send it to me because I saw the clip and then I was like, I'm gonna come back to this so I could buy it. And I couldn't find it. This is amazing. Look at this. Serendipitous. I needed this.
It's $3,000.
Hey, sometimes you gotta drop that penny, Big T.
You get what you pay for.
Big T, what would you wear if you had to wear the exact same thing every day for the rest of your life?
Tennessee.
I mean, I have mostly
what color your drawers,
that
dog?
I follow. Right now?
Let me guess. But when we first started the show, Chief, I would guess what color his drawers was every day. So you're just like, what the fuck just happened?
Yeah, and he was right.
I actually wasn't. I was like, I wonder what Big T is wearing.
He probably had a 40 to 50% hit rate.
It was pretty good. I'm gonna go with blue.
I'm pretty sure they're red.
Whoa, what do you got? What's going on tonight? You got your good drawers on?
Well, that's
they're
the
just
stop sign.
Red.
They're just red. Yeah, exactly.
No fly zone.
Not tonight.
Exactly.
Stop.
Precisely.
But let me see. Let me see the drawers. I need to see.
Well, I've got a belt on and shit.
I'm just a guy that needs proof. You know this.
We'll do it at the end. I'll let you know at the end.
The big reveal. Okay.
I had something I was going to say.
This has all been a ploy to get PFT to stay on the whole time.
Yeah.
It's a hell of a tease.
Put some like good
Big T, what would you wear?
porn music in the background.
Oh, yeah. Well, I pretty much have a standard summer and winter uniform. In the summer, it's khaki shorts and a polo usually. And then in the winter, it's jeans and either a hoodie or a polo and quarter zip, like I'm wearing right now. And then a hat every day, obviously. I don't leave the house unsheathed.
Do you have mittens? You strike me as a mitten guy.
Mittens?
Mittens, yeah. You strike me as
Talk shit about mittens.
I do not have mittens.
I got the best pair of mittens.
I have a pair of gloves.
You're a glove guy or a mittens guy? You struck me as a mittens guy.
I didn't know.
I'll show you
my rocking mittens?
Yeah, I got them in my car right now. They're awesome.
Explain to me they seem like they have less utility.
Than what? Than a glove?
Yeah.
What are you doing with a glove?
Well, your phone.
What kind of gloves do you have with the little rubber patties on there?
Now that you say it, I can't really use my phone with my gloves
exactly.
Either, but
you might be able to answer your phone.
But I like to have the finger dexterity.
It's overrated.
What if you get jumped?
They turn into boxing gloves.
Wearing mittens.
They turn into boxing gloves. I dare someone to jump me while I got those mittens on. And I'm sure that's probably why they're jumping me. We got to get those mittens. They're that nice. Yeah.
I like the mittens.
All right, maybe I'll take a look.
I like the mittens that have the part that you can like convert from mittens to just your fingers are out there. Have you seen those?
Like they kind of look like weightlifting
Oh,
gloves.
you take it off in the back?
They got a transformer?
Yeah, a little hybrid.
Yeah. Because that way you do have like real finger dexterity and you can use your phone if you need to, but then boom, they're mittens again.
Yeah, this is what I got.
I think
you're not doing anything with those.
I think the hoodie jeans
does not fit you.
Man, them look like you about to murder somebody with them shits.
Do the OJ.
Can you have the little index finger thing, right? But that's not.
I think that's what that's supposed to be, but I don't really.
It doesn't work.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah, the jeans hoodie combo is, I think, the most versatile. You can do anything.
You're a jeans guy too?
What's up?
Are you wear jeans now too, or is it you're talking for Big T?
No, I wear jeans too.
Okay.
They're Mugsies, so
yeah, Mugsies are.
Yeah, they're the best.
Animal.
They feel like sweatpants, but that's all the pairs of jeans that I own. They're all Mugsies now. That's my timer. Don't know what that's for.
It's just time to get off the show, probably.
It might be. Actually,
I gave these guys 7 minutes.
I'm heating something up in the oven right now that's going to really soak up a lot of this booze. So,
ooh, a Hot Pocket?
No.
Oh, you're a soup guy. You're a soup guy. That's soup.
You know, I know it's in the oven. It's a brisket.
Oh.
I got a barbecue brisket that's in the oven.
Hold on, it's like
but
it was cooked well, and then you're reheating it up.
Yeah.
Good move. Okay, I thought you were cooking it in the oven. I was like, hey, fam.
No, it was smoked. So that's probably good. Also, I do need to use the bathroom again, in case you guys were wondering. So I probably got to get going for that.
All right, man. Or you can take us with
All
you. That'd
right.
be kind of funny. But no, don't do that. All right, man.
Yeah, let's see your underwear too.
Yeah, my underwear is green.
Okay.
Green. What is
Yeah.
it? These
Interesting.
colors.
Philly Green Eagles. Yeah, there you go.
Shut up, Chief.
Damn.
All right.
All
I
right,
gotta
dog. Take care.
Go. All right.
Smack your dog for
Be
me.
safe.
He's kind of boomerish at the end. He couldn't get out. You saw that?
Yeah.
Dweeb. All right, man. I want to hit some current events, man. This one is wild. So I will get Big T's take on this because this is a resounding fuck this guy on this podcast. We don't know how you feel, Chief, so maybe you can chime in.
Okay.
And nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize is Elon Musk. Just got nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize. And it is for his free speech advocacy. And this is funny to me on multiple fronts. But mainly because he silences speech on Twitter that he doesn't like. He suspends accounts that critique him. And like I remember at the beginning, like when he would say, like if you would say cisgender, that would be removed. He would remove people that were saying cisgender. So a whole bunch of people was doing it, and it kept getting removed. This is just funny to me, dog. I want to get everybody take on this. Hey, wait, what do you feel about Elon? You might be a Elon guy.
I find him obnoxious.
Mhm.
I do think that spending $44 billion, so not everything is censored on social media platforms, will be a net good for the world. So I didn't know about the cisgendered removal thing. I have seen him get community noted before, which I always find funny.
Up.
Yeah.
What?
So Elon himself will get community noted, where like if you have enough of a response to something that you tweet that is wrong, then your tweet stays up, but then there will be like a little paragraph underneath being like, everything this guy just said is bullshit. And so he does leave those up. I think Elon is more good than bad at this point. And like now you see Zuckerberg following suit. Like he's doing this. He's basically enacting the exact same policies that Elon had are going to be on all the Meta platforms. So Nobel Prize, I don't know about that, but I think when you go through the Twitter files and you see like the government trying to like censor certain things and squash certain stories, that to me was like, that's like an overreach. And I am glad that he bought Twitter.
Yeah, okay. That's the take. That is the take.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, didn't they give Obama a Nobel Peace Prize when he'd been president for like a week?
Correct.
Like I'm not really worried about the Nobel Peace Prize, what they're doing.
I mean, that was shit too.
Yeah.
Right, that's what
Yeah.
I'm saying. Like they probably have given these to way dumber things in the last 15 years.
It's like the Pro Bowl now.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Everybody gets one.
I saw that Russell Wilson is going to the Pro Bowl.
Drake May is going to the Pro Bowl.
They let Mitch Trubisky in it one year. So
Isn't it also isn't it like a fan vote too?
I honestly have no
I
idea.
can't remember.
I think it's like a big fan vote.
It's just a skills competition now, right?
It's flag
And they like
football.
flag
Flag.
football.
Why are we still pretending with the Pro? Like, why are we
Just
still
get
doing
rid
this?
of it
Yeah, nobody.
because people watch it.
How many?
yeah.
How many people watch the Pro Bowl?
You'd be shocked.
I will. So let's look it up.
Pro Bowl
I would be
ratings
surprised if it's half
2024.
of close to half of what a regular football game is.
6 million people watched the Pro Bowl last year.
That's insane.
This is an old article, but this is from 2014. But it said the Pro Bowl got better ratings than almost every single baseball game.
That's different though. I made the Pro Bowl that year.
That's when it was still football.
Yeah, I didn't play in it because I got hurt the last game of the season. But the year before that, I believe, is when everybody was complaining that it was because 2012. I remember that Pro Bowl year. Everybody was like softballing because I made it that year too. And then so the year after that, 2013, everybody was complaining, and that's when they was going hard. Dudes were getting bloody, like they was going hard. And so then 2014 came, and so everybody was like, "Oh, the Pro Bowl's back." But that quickly stopped because dudes started to realize, like, why the fuck am I doing this? It was.
Do you remember that guy, Robert Edwards? He was I think he won Rookie of the Year for the Patriots, and they had some Pro Bowl event where it was like a beach game. They played in the beach, and he almost died because he ruptured everything, including the artery that runs down your knee. And
When was
What was
this?
this?
like Robert Edwards, he was a running back from Georgia. He won Rookie of the Year for the Patriots and then never played again because he blew out his knee almost worse than anybody. This might have been like 1996, something like 1998.
I've never heard of that.
Yeah, you're right.
And
This was
yeah.
a long time ago.
yeah, a long time ago. And I think that was when they were like, we have to start evaluating what we're doing with this game.
But I mean, it kept going after that. Like,
Well,
it was
they
real
stopped doing
football
the beach
until
game. They stopped doing like
Okay.
all that kind
But
of stuff.
that's all they're doing now is like, oh, watch the little
Yeah.
skills thing.
I used to love, they would do it down in Disney where they had all like the star quarterbacks and they had
Mhm.
these like moving
Yep.
targets like that. Like every once in a while, the reruns of that would pop up on TV. I'm like, I'm just going to watch Warren Moon sling it here. for
Yeah,
little
that's
bit.
a good ESPN news.
yeah,
feature.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just feel like they're trying to keep up with like, or just trying to make it like, oh, let's make it, or they did, like, let's make it competitive, like it's the NBA All-Star game, but it's dog, you can play basketball every day of your life and you'll be fine. You can't play football every day, dog.
Yeah. I'd rather watch those guys do like Jeopardy or something. Like have some kind of fun thing where you get to see their personalities a little bit as opposed to like another football game that nobody cares
The
about.
football schedule also doesn't lend itself to like an all-star game.
Yeah.
Like when they have it is stupid. None of the good players are in it. Like baseball and basketball, the seasons are very long. You take a week in the middle to
Yep.
be like, okay, all the guys that are having a great season, we're going to get them together and play a game. Football, you don't need that, and it doesn't work well. So
yeah.
it's
I don't know what it is now, but when I was there, I think the loser got like 20K and the winner got like 40K, which don't get me wrong, that's good money for any human, but for cats that are getting 6 million a year for a regular season, this makes zero sense to go hard. So like they would have to incentivize in a very big way in order to play with any kind of urgency, with any kind of passion. Because if not,
40K just covers your PJ home.
that's what I ended up I just
Yeah.
covered all the people's flights and hotels that
Yeah.
I wanted to catch. So I had like 15, 20 people come with me just to enjoy Hawaii, and I just put it all on me. I just used the whole game check. So it was like a free version.
and now it's not even in Hawaii; it's in Orlando.
And it was in Vegas a couple years ago too, right?
Yeah, that's
Damn,
when
they took
Kamara got
Hawaii
in
away?
trouble. Yeah, I
Why
think it's in Orlando every year
Why
now.
did they do that?
I guess because if you're not playing the real football, like nobody's flying to Hawaii to play flag football.
Yeah, it could be true.
I would absolutely
Cut
fly
some-
to Hawaii.
cut some
for that. If anybody got cover my flight to Hawaii, I'm going. I don't give a fuck what it is. Have you ever been to Hawaii, Big T?
I have not.
You've never been to Hawaii?
No,
I've been to Hawaii. Hawaii's awesome.
Wow. A little Arian, a Big
I would.
T.
I would like to go at some point. I just have not made
Let's
it. out
just-
there.
let's
That's
just
a
go.
long
It's-
flight.
that's
That's
the
2
thing.
long flights.
Like if you're taking, you almost have to go for at least 10 days because
No, cut
then
it.
it's
Cut it
like
in half.
you waste 2 days on travel.
Cut it in half. Right. You might be right about the time allotted, but like cut it in half. Go to LA. That's like a 5-hour flight from Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Go to LA. Stay in LA for a night or two. Enjoy LA, whatever. Then go to Hawaii. That's a 5-hour flight, and then come back, take a day, relax, then go back.
That's not a bad idea.
If and when I eventually do this, I would like to go to LA, go to Dodger Stadium and Angel Stadium, and then go.
Dodger Stadium kind of stinks.
I just gotta go at some point.
Well,
It's super old.
it's very old. Yeah, I will
Yeah.
say, yeah. But like
And like
aesthetic,
getting in and out of there.
aesthetically though,
Yeah,
fire.
it's pretty. Yeah, but then 3 hours getting out of the parking lot. It's because there's like one road in, one road out, and it's still LA traffic. I've done it. I'm glad I did it. I'll never go to Dodger Stadium again.
One of the worst nights of my life was when my sophomore year of college, Tennessee played Virginia Tech at Bristol Motor Speedway. There were 160,000 people
Mhm.
there, and you want to talk about one road in, one road out, Bristol, Tennessee, and there was like a bus that took students, and my friends and I were like, oh, we'll just take the bus. Horrific mistake. We got home at like 5 a.m. It was terrible. Just the worst night ever. We did win.
I met Kareem Abdul-Jabbar when I went to Dodger
You
Stadium.
met him?
Yeah, when I went to Dodger Stadium. It was cool.
How was he?
Cool dude. I don't like bothering famous people. I don't ever meet, or like if I see somebody famous, I'll never go up to him. So if somebody was like, hey, that's Kareem, you want to meet him? And I was like, if he wants to, if not, I don't know. He's like, yeah, he wants to meet because I was one of the dudes that knelt, and so he was like, yeah, he knew me. But anytime I see somebody famous that I admire, I always leave him alone. I don't ever.
I'm surprised to hear because I feel like you're in the club, like you're one of them.
No.
So I feel like they wouldn't really know.
Fuck the club. Famous people. It's like high school, bro. It's like this. You're right. It is like a weird little club, and I hated it when I was at the peak, and I hate it now.
Yeah.
It's just so stupid. It's like some people are absolutely cool. Like some people are really down to earth, really cool. But some people actually read their press and actually believe that shit means something. And I've never been with them cats. I've never been, I don't think, any higher or lower myself because of my status.
Mm-hmm.
I think humans are humans. I'll treat you. I give you the energy you give me. Point blank period. But that fame shit is just, I hate it. And so like majority of the times, like if I meet famous people, I won't even go over and say hi. It's just not.
Yeah, I don't think I've never even asked Dave Portnoy for a picture because it's just like like this is.
You have one.
Me?
With what's his face?
Ozzy.
Yeah.
Oh, Ozzy, but like Ozzy, we've met him like that picture.
Yeah.
But I've met him probably 10 times now
okay.
because he's done our show a bunch, and he is just. He's a man about town in Chicago. Like everybody kind of knows Ozzy. And if you Google Ozzy Guillen pictures, turns out all of his pictures are cheek to cheek like that.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So it's not just you.
No, I was actually kind of disappointed. I thought it was just me. So, but no, Ozzy, that's just how he takes pictures. He likes to be cheek to cheek, bring it in close.
I did ask for one pic though. Kobe.
Who was it? Kobe?
I asked for Kobe pic. Yeah. But even then, I wasn't gonna go. That was one of the cooler moments in my life too. I'm a Laker fan. I don't know if you know I'm a Laker fan, and so
Okay.
me and Andre Johnson would go to all the games, all the Rockets games, and every time the Lakers came, I would show out. You know, Houston fans like knew who I was, and I'm rooting for the Lakers, and they all mad.
Mm-hmm.
But after the game, some dude comes to get us, and he's like, hey, yo, Kobe want to holler at y'all, and I was like, me? And he was like,
Me?
yeah, you and Dre, he want to see y'all, and I was like, you ain't saying nothing but a word. So we went back there, chopped it over for like 30, 40 minutes. He was cool as shit. And I was like, dog, I don't never ask nobody for pics, bro. But I like you're Kobe. He's like, nah, it's all
That's
good,
worth
man.
it.
Yeah, that was cool. That was cool.
Do you have that like framed somewhere?
I have it in my phone. You want to see
I
it?
feel like that should be in like a frame in your house.
It would be my Twitter bio.
I don't
pic
have
if I had a picture of
any.
Kobe.
You know what? I do have one picture in my house that's framed. It's Einstein at his desk. That's it. I don't have any pictures up
That's
in my
it.
house. I need to.
You should get all those jerseys framed too.
I just today, that's wild. I hit my dude my center I used to play with. He's in Philly now. And he had all these jerseys he had on his wall and they fire. And I was like, yo, where'd you get this one done? Because I have a few jerseys. And he put me in contact with a dude, and the dude just texted me. That's wild that you said that. A lot of serendipity going on today, Big T.
Interesting.
Yeah, that was.
Do you have a spot picked out? Like, do you have like a basement or something where you're like, this is where all my jerseys are going?
Well, see, I don't have enough space to put all my jerseys. Like, I have probably, I don't know, 30, 40 really good jerseys.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't have the wall space to put them all. Like, I would have to like build like a man cave, but like I don't really have a man cave. This is my man cave. This is my room. But like I don't, and again, I also don't want all that shit on my wall. Honestly,
Yeah,
it'd have to be like a specific, like maybe in my garage I could probably. But then again, I don't know. I just don't have. I don't have any. If you was to come in my, this is the most sports things I have. These little figurines.
what's that one?
This is it. This was my number in Mission Bay High School.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, this dude reached out and he made these. These are fire, right? That's the Mission,
Yeah, those are sweet.
That's Mission Bay, and then this is Tennessee. That was my number at Tennessee. Cold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then boom, obviously, bang, cool. But
Did you care about your numbers?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I hated 27 with a passion. That's a horrible number. But this,
Yeah.
I didn't have, like, when you coming out of college, you don't have a choice unless you like top prospect. I wasn't a top prospect coming out for Tennessee. Like if I'd have went to another school, like Oregon, for example, the head coach, I think at the time was John Bunting, and he was like, "Yo, we're gonna get you number 2." Because in high school I wore number 2. He's like, number 2, he said, we got it lined up for you. You're gonna get it. I was like, bet. But going to Tennessee, I wasn't as high on their list as the guys, but I wanted to prove myself. And so for the coach there at the time was like,
you don't want to say his name?
Well, I mean, I don't want no problems, bro. Tennessee fans be on my bumper for.
I mean, everyone knows who it is.
Yeah, well, the coach there at the time, he was like, yeah, you can have it. You can have number 2. After Kevin Simon was a linebacker there, he was a senior. He's like, and that was perfect because I was redshirt. I was like, bet. So we go into spring ball. I go up to the equipment manager. I say, yo, coach said I could swap. I'm gonna get number 2. He's like, oh no, he gave that out. I was like, who? He said the new dude, Montario Hardesty. I was like, there's no fucking way. And so I went to the coach. I was like, dog, you told me I could have number 2. He's like, yeah, we gave it out. I'm like, what the fuck? That'd be the type of shit, right? I'm wrong if I say something though. You know what I'm saying? Like that's but whatever.
Where did 27 come from? Was it just
I just all they had because when I first came in, I was late. I didn't even participate in training camp my true freshman year. I was say my true rookie year. Holy shit! But my true freshman year, I didn't even participate in training camp because there was like some my stuff had all my I don't know what it's called, the NCAA clearinghouse. They had to clear all my records. Like there was like a dispute. And so I missed all the training camp. My first day on campus that they finally cleared it, I had a scrimmage. Like, and so they just threw me out there. I was raw dogging. And so they just like, here's your number. Running back 27. I was like, man, this shit weak, bro. I hated it.
Could you have ever changed it to something else, or at that point you didn't care?
No, I tried to change it every year, and they kept telling me no. I'm like, dog, what is this? Like, I was like all SEC, and I was like, can I change my note? They was like, no, you can't change it now. I'm like, bro, what the fuck is this? It was just
27 has ended up being a pretty sick number at Tennessee, though.
Al Wilson.
Yeah, Al Wilson. James Pierce this year, who's going to be a first-round pick.
Which is wild. 27 for a linebacker is ugly. I don't know why he did that.
Yeah, edge rusher.
I kind of love linebackers when they got numbers in the 20s. I feel like Alabama went through a run in their like heyday where like Hightower was in the 20s. They had all their guys were like wearing running back numbers. Yeah, I'm almost positive.
No, Hightower was in 20. I thought he was like number 8 or some shit.
Ooh,
I could be wrong.
Julio Jones was 8.
I know D'Amico was 35. Oh no, Freddie Roach. Freddie Roach was number 8.
Hightower was 30. I knew it was
30.
Let's just do this for like 3 hours. Let's just say what number guys were.
Okay. Name a dude. I'm pretty good at this one.
Are we doing college or NFL?
You do whatever. Oh, you can do name a dude and we'll do college and NFL.
Okay. Marcus Mariota.
He was 8 in the league. He was 8 in college too, wasn't he?
Yeah. He was 8 in Oregon.
Most quarterbacks keep their number, especially first round draft picks. All right, let's do. I'm gonna fuck with you. I'm gonna fuck with you on this one. All right, let's do. This might be before your time. No, you're right. I think you're right. Ron Dane.
Ron Dane was 29, 28, 29, 31. I don't know. 33. He was 33.
There you go.
Yeah. All right. Took me a second to get there.
Yeah, that's before me.
That's like my wheelhouse.
All right, I'm gonna go your era. What about No Sean Marino, Big T?
Ooh, No Sean Marino. I know it's in the 20s. I think it's one of your numbers. I think it's either 23 or 27.
I was thinking 28.
I'm gonna say.
Are we locking in final answers? No Googling, Chief. What you doing, bro? No Googling.
This is a big T question.
Okay, since you said you think it's 28 and I was between 23. 23 looks like 28. Therefore, I'm gonna say 23.
Okay.
What is it?
Are you locking in your answer, Chief?
I'll say 28.
All right. Wrong. He was 24. 24.
That was my first football number, and I hated 24.
How do you hate 24?
I thought it was clunky. I thought it didn't look sweet. Just too, like, I think of that as like a cornerback number, and I was a fullback.
See, I always think of cornerback numbers as odd numbers, right? 21, 23, 31, 41 even. Odd numbers on corners look good.
Ty Law was 24. That's where
Champ Bailey was 24 too. Actually,
Champ Bailey was 24. Daryl Green was 28.
Daryl Green was 28.
We are just doing this game.
Rod,
Okay, I've got a good one for you.
Rod
This
Woodson.
guy was
Yeah.
Rod
Charles
Woodson is
Woodson.
on my.
He's 24.
Yeah, he was 24 too.
Yeah.
Rod Woodson's a demon on my college football ultimate team. So is I got Andre Johnson last night actually, and he's if you talk to him soon, tell him Big T loves him on CFB 25.
Just clip that for me, and I'm gonna send it.
Okay, yeah, he's a 97 overall. I'll send you a clip of the catch I made with him last night. He's a demon.
Dude, send me the clip, and then send me this clip.
Okay, okay. This is a guy. He was different in college in the NFL. Calvin Johnson.
Oh, that's easy. College, he was 21. With the Lions, he was 81. Easy.
That's correct.
That was easy.
Yeah.
That was easy. All right. Chief, you name somebody.
Let's go with. Do I have to leave the SEC for this?
You could go wherever you want.
Go wherever I want. Let's go with. Let's go with Matt Ryan.
Oh, that's so
Ooh.
easy. I've got him right over here.
Okay.
Number 2.
He was
Was he
2
number
at
2?
Boston College, right?
He was 2 at Boston College as well.
Right. That's right. That's right. That's
I-
right.
or was he
I don't
8?
think he was.
No, I think he was 2.
No.
Yeah,
Was he
was 2.
12 at Boston College? He might have been 12 at Boston College.
It's 12 at Boston College.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. All right. I'm gonna do this one. How about? Oh. No, because that's the same. That's the same. I'm trying to do one that's like that's switched. Okay. Joe Thomas in college.
Love him.
There's no telling.
What was he with the Browns? 71?
73.
73. I don't know at college. I knew he was Wisconsin, right? Yeah.
I want to say 77, but that's a pretty random guess.
I actually don't know though.
Where did Joe Thomas come from?
I wanted
I
somebody
do
who wasn't a
love-
skill position player.
Oh, he is delight.
Joe Thomas is a delay?
Okay, I got it. I knew it wasn't the same.
What was
73
it?
on the Browns. Was he 88 at Wisconsin?
No,
No,
Maddie,
no.
come on.
Sorry.
We need this football course. Me and you, we need to do this. All right, it was 72.
72.
Arian, I've got a defensive guy that you should have played against. He was one of my favorite players growing up.
Shoot.
Very underrated.
Okay.
John Abraham.
Oh, 55 with the Falcons. Where did he go to college?
Oh, I don't even know about college.
I know he's 55. College. Tell me where he went to college. I think I can get it.
He went to the University of South Carolina.
Oh. Sheesh. I'm
trying to even find it.
I'm struggling. No, that was because I think he was there before me, so I don't even.
Oh yeah, he was in college in the 90s.
I have no idea. What was it?
I'm looking right now. It looks like he was 95 in college.
I knew it was. I was gonna say 91.
Are we doing?
How about Matt Leinart?
Matt Leinart was number.
He was different in college and the pros.
So in college he was 13.
No. He was 11 in college,
Correct.
Damn.
and I want to say when he went to the Cardinals, he was 9,
7.
7. That's right. God damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. Damn, Matt Leinart.
I'm trying to think of some good college football guys from like when Arian was playing.
What years were you at Tennessee?
04 to 08.
04 to 08.
Yeah.
Who was the other running back with Reggie Bush? Why am I blanking on his name?
Lindale White.
Lindell White. Yeah. Lindell
I
White.
don't know
It's
what number he
21 in college and 25 with the pros. Oh, here's one.
What?
Chris Johnson.
So I was just fixing to ask what were Chris Johnson and Lindale White called on the Titans?
Had to be Thunder and Lightning,
Smash,
right?
smash,
Smash
and
and
dash.
dash.
Smash and dash.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know Chris Johnson's college pro numbers?
I know he went to East Carolina.
I want to say it was 29.
I think
Locking it in?
was he number 5?
He was number 5.
Yeah.
Number 5.
29 in the pros. 31.
28.
I knew 5 also because of Ultimate Team.
What does that mean?
On the college football game, so like where I have Andre Johnson, it's a team. You get cards of like, so like my team has, my quarterback is Jalen Daniels, my receivers are Jalen Waddle and Andre Johnson, and you have all different guys.
All right, worst
They're
receiver
playing for the
number.
Vols?
I switch out my uniforms all the time.
Okay.
Top 2 worst receiving numbers of all time in college. Both went to Tennessee. Nope. One went to Tennessee.
All right, hang on. Worst number.
You thinking like Peerless Price?
Yeah, that shit is horrible, dog. That is such a bad receiver number, dog.
Yeah.
Was he 37?
37.
Yeah.
But for some reason, when I watch the old school, like, did you watch that 30 for 30 in Miami Hurricanes?
Mm-hmm.
Michael Irvin in 47 somehow looks sweet. Like, I don't
Was
know
he?
why
I thought
it
he was
works.
88.
He was 47?
47 at Miami, he was 47.
No.
Yeah.
Wow, he sure was.
Wow. Well, then that probably tops it then.
But there's something about it. There's something about it where it's like this is.
He was nice. That's what it was.
That might just be it.
Yeah, I did not remember his number. 40.
I do kind of love it when certain programs or teams, like, they give that star player that number, where it's like Penn State's number 11 is always like LeVar Arrington, then it's Micah Parsons, and it means something to that program.
Michigan's number 1.
Michigan's number 1,
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
I like that too.
I think that's pretty cool. Like, it's like a legacy thing. Or even the Cowboys wide receivers being like, it was Drew Pearson was 88, then Irvin was 88. Like, their best receiver has always worn 88.
Yeah, I like that.
Who's the other receiver with the bad number?
I fucked it up. I meant quarterback. So, but also went to Tennessee.
Quarterback.
Worst quarterback.
Heath Schuler, number 20.
Worst quarterback, 21.
21. Yeah.
21. Worst quarterback number of all time, dog.
Doug Flutie wore 22 at Boston College?
No.
Something like that.
20 or 22?
You're right, because it was bad too. What was it?
22.
22.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Who was Shea Patterson? Was the guy from Ole Miss and Michigan. I think he was 20.
I don't remember
the fat dude from Kentucky.
Jared Lorenzen.
Hefty lefty, Jared Lorenzen.
Yeah. He was like 300 pounds wearing 20. That
he was a beast though.
Yeah,
Nimble. Yeah.
That's an adjective.
There's a video of him playing in like the Arena League or something, where he's like post NFL, he's even bigger than he was, and he was unstoppable. Like, nobody could touch him. Like, he was still like one of the better athletes on the field at 30-something years old and 300 pounds.
Is he still walking?
He passed.
He is not with us.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well, how
passed maybe like 8 years ago.
how'd he die?
That's a good question. He's one of the people who are responsible for Barstool being where it is, because he made the connection through his agent between Dave and the original buyer. I don't know why I'm blanking on them. And Chernin Group. So that connection was forged by Jared Lorenzen.
Damn.
He died of kidney and heart issues as well as an infection.
Yeah. You gotta be healthy, man. At least try.
Yeah. I remember the year they beat the Patriots, the undefeated Patriots. Eli was struggling so bad in the middle of that year that people were speculating that, like, maybe they should go to Jared Lorenzen. And he was the
That's
best.
awesome.
Yeah. So what could, like, a sliding doors kind of moment if they had actually pulled the trigger and put Jared Lorenzen in. Like, what does that season even look like?
That's nuts.
That should be
Yeah.
good. That's what Eli's a Hall of Famer, dog.
Yeah, totally.
No, I said that in confusion.
Yeah, I know. It seems crazy to think now, but I
Yeah.
think that year he was like, he got off to a slow start in the league.
No, what I'm saying
And
is he is not a Hall of Fame quarterback.
Oh, I think if you win 2,
Well, football, they care so much about.
Yeah.
Super
He didn't
Bowls.
win shit. His defense was great. They went 8-8. They limped into the playoffs the years they beat the Patriots, and the reason why they won was because they front four. If we're being honest, and they running game.
yeah. Who was that big running back they had?
Brandon Jacobs.
Brandon Jacobs went to like Illinois State.
Who's the Ahmad
Bradshaw? Ahmad Bradshaw.
Yeah. 44.
Yeah.
I love this game. I could sit here and do this. And we're only doing football is probably I'm probably better at football than basketball. Baseball, I could sit here and do this for 24 hours.
I feel like that would be I would probably go hockey, football, and then maybe baseball.
Blutman and I may need to do a 24-hour name numbers stream.
Name that guy's number.
Yeah. Bonus trivia. What was my first NFL number?
It was 40-something.
Incorrect.
37?
Incorrect. But you would think.
It was 30s or 40s.
It is kind of a trick question.
You're always 23 to me.
I appreciate that, man.
Yeah.
But it's kind of a trick question, and here's why. My rookie year, I was on practice squad to start the year, right? And the number that they had me at was 37. And so,
I had seen that.
No, but this is why it wasn't my first official number that I played in, right? Was because there was another running back who was on the practice squad with me. His name was Chris Henry. He got drafted in the second round by the Titans before I got there. He was on the practice squad with me. And the week they pulled me up, I was like, dogs, like, you got to let me get that number. Because 37 is nasty, right? It's disgusting. So it was a Monday night football game. And I wasn't playing on offense. I was all special teams, right? And he was like, you can get 27. He's like, but if they pull me up, I'm going to need a pack. And I was like, that's fair. I didn't think they was going to pull him up. So I played the first game, all special teams, balled out. And I was like, I got an okay number. You know what I'm saying? I'm chilling. You know what I'm saying? I was better. This was my college number. It was better than 37. 37 is nasty. The next week, they pull him up. He's like, hey, Foss, I'm going to need that number. But I was like, come on, dude. Come on. And so I was like, yeah, I'm a man of my word. I was like, all right, you got it. So I went back to 37 and stayed 37 for the rest of the year. It's nasty. So my official first NFL action in a real game, Monday Night Football, was 27.
Could you have ever gotten 2, or were running backs not allowed to?
No, they switched that year, I think, like 2-3 years ago. But when I first got into the league, running backs had to be 20 through 49. You can only be 20 through 49. Receivers, I hated this because receivers could be 10 through 19 and 80 through 89. Tight ends 80 through 89. But there was position specific numbers.
Yeah, I hate that.
It was the stupidest shit in the world.
Tight ends could be in the 40s too, because Dallas
I think so.
Clark
Yeah. Tight ends could be in the 40. Yeah.
Jason Witten in college, what number?
Number 1.
Yep.
Not a great tight end number.
I always contend. Tell me if this makes sense to you. Jason Witten is the best player who went to a big college that if you ask people where did he go to college, they wouldn't know.
I don't know. I feel like I have they played Notre Dame while he was there.
No, I got a bigger one. I got a bunch of bigger ones. Jerry Rice.
He
didn't go to a big college.
Oh, you said went to a big.
First of all, he went to Mississippi Valley State.
I thought you meant a big player that went to a.
That's why I'm trying to make sure the qualifiers make sense. Like a really good player who went to a big school that if you ask most people, they wouldn't know. Did Jerry? He went to Mississippi Valley State, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. What about Dion?
Went to Florida State. Everyone knows that.
Not every, I feel like that's less known.
Everyone knows that.
I knew that, and it's me.
Okay. All right.
I feel like that's a good qualifier.
I don't know if this is just because it's maybe older, but if I said Marcus Allen, would you know where he went to college?
Oh yeah,
USC.
Of course.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, now let's do this game. Tony Romo.
Tony Romo went to Eastern Illinois.
I had no idea where he went, dog. Wow.
So did Jimmy Garoppolo.
Jimmy Garoppolo went there. Mike Shanahan, the dad, the coach, went there.
Really?
And I think there's one other pretty prominent coach who went there too. So, Eastern Illinois was they were joking. It's like the
Terrell Owens.
Terrell Owens.
Oh, he went to but that's not a big school though.
Too, right?
No, I know. Well, now I'm just doing guys.
Got you. Pause.
Yes.
Which was it? Chattanooga.
He went to the University of
Okay.
Tennessee, Chattanooga,
Yeah.
and he showed up on his recruiting visit and asked where the orange was.
Damn.
He has told that story.
I haven't heard.
He thought he was going to Tennessee.
Oh my! How is that possible?
Yeah.
did he have a Derrick Rose?
I don't know.
SAT
I don't know.
situation too.
Fuck, I love these games, man.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think.
This must be how Gruden feels about like drawing up plays.
Yeah.
He just gets him feeling nicey. This gets me feeling.
Oh, I'm
nicey.
actually I'm doing research right now. I'm putting together my offense. I'm coaching a little league team this year.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I'm starting the process of like, learning what they like the lingo that they already know, and so and then gonna incorporate it. So we have a nice.
What ages?
Like I think they're 12-year-olds.
Oh, okay.
13. So like they're old enough to get concepts, but
Yeah.
not old enough to get too intricate. But we'll have a little bit of an advantage.
Can you guys throw the ball?
That's what
Or
they
is it-
said. I haven't seen any film on them yet.
Okay.
But they said we got a good quarterback, and we can spread it out. So I was like, all right, I'm gonna keep it simple, but I'm a strong believer in youth misdirection. For some reason, motherfuckers do not run misdirection with the youth, and I'm like, that confuses kids more than anything.
Yeah, kids are dumb.
I agree 1,000%. Oh, Big T, did you see the shit I put in the group chat?
Oh yeah, I was very confused.
So Chiefs will do. So for the longest, I think all babies are ugly, right? All of them. I don't give a fuck. Oh, what about my nieces? No, they're all ugly. What about your kids? Ugly as shit. When babies are first born, they're disgusting. They look like little aliens, little wet thumbs. They're horrible looking, right?
Yeah.
And so for one time on Twitter, like people was like, "What about this one?" I was like, 0 out of 10, 1 out of 10. There's one dude that said that was like, okay, that baby kind of cute. Like, right? Yeah, every now and then you get a cute one, but the majority of them, 99% of these motherfuckers is ugly, right? So a dude DM'd me yesterday. He's like, "What about my little guy that just got born?" I was like, horrible. Motherfucker like Big T.
It's this guy's precious 2-day-old baby.
I actually don't think that's a bad looking baby.
And he said, "What do you think of my baby?" And he said, "MF look like Big T with the throw up emoji."
But I do think you're right. Like they're like a foam pillow that you get in the mail. And you have to let them like expand a little
Exactly.
bit.
And the
Newborns are
expansion is
really
like
cute.
6 months.
No, they look like they just like got fought. They look like they fought Mike Tyson coming out of the womb.
No,
Like,
I
Yep.
think like
They gotta thaw. All babies gotta
Yeah.
thaw out.
They gotta thaw out.
And like it's nothing against the child. I'm sure they're gonna grow. Maybe they're gonna grow up to be. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. But like babies are just not cute to me. None of them. When my babies was born, I was like, hey, yo.
babies are, but newborns, I agree. But like babies are.
What's
cute.
the cut? When they start developing features, that's when I say that there's like a nice little, okay, that's a cute little kid, right? And not all kids is cute, but like, start developing like nice little, okay, I can see the nose and the eyes are proportionate. It's starting to look regular now, not an alien. That's when it's like, and that's like 6 to 8 months. That's when they start getting palatable. Like, I could put up with this little gremlin, but they be ugly, dog. But I told him I cut it off. I said, man, shout out to the Jit, man. Congrats on the Jit. He appreciated it.
Is the Jit a baby?
Yeah, it's a little bit. It's a baby.
Got it.
A kid, like a kid. It's Florida lingo. They used to call all the kids Jits.
Oh, you know who loves saying that?
Nikki Smokes
Yeah.
loves it. And
Yeah.
That's one of those words that I have just nodded along since I've met Nikki Smokes, where I'm like, I'm not even going to ask what that means. I wasn't going to ask you either. I was just going to hopefully pick it up someday through context clues. I'd never heard Jit before Nikki Smokes.
Yeah.
What a
Yeah, I never
guy.
heard that.
He's something.
Yeah.
He's really grown on me, I got to say.
No, I like him.
Yeah.
When I first met him, I was like, wow, I've never hated someone more. And
Right.
I actually really like him.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Same thing about Jack McCarthy. Jack McCarthy was an intern with me.
Literally.
And so on the first day I was ever an intern at Barstool, we walk in and, you're meeting everybody. And here's this little
It's like the movie Twins with you two.
smacky Jables from Arizona
Yeah.
State. And I was like, boy, I do not like you.
Yeah.
And turns out he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. Yeah. Yeah, they both just have faces where you're just like,
Yeah.
You got some work to do to get me
Yeah.
to like you because I have judged you based on your
Yes.
face. Yeah.
Yes. Arian, there was one more. I guess we haven't even really done any current events, but there was one story I wanted to talk to you about before we do the sports conspiracies. Are you familiar with Mayor Tiffany Henyard?
Mayor Tiffany Henyard. I am not.
Okay, you should look into her. She's quite a character. She's the mayor of a town called Dalton, Illinois, and she has
Right on the border of the south side of Chicago.
Yeah. So
Tiffany,
she has
say it again, Tiffany
Henyard, Henyard. And she has gotten herself in quite a bit of hot water over the last, I don't know how long she's been the mayor, several years.
A few years, yeah.
And she is a Nancy Pelosi-esque character where I think I respect just the fuck it, I'm going to break the law and I can do whatever I want. She like spends tens of thousands of taxpayer dollars on personal like lavish trips to Vegas, and the town, one time they had bought these signs to hang up all over town, and she just didn't pay the people who made the signs. Yeah. So they were going around town pulling them down, and she got in a fist fight with the guy. And then last night they were having like a city council meeting, and someone got up there and was telling her how shitty she is. And her boyfriend just starts beating the shit out of the guy, and then she jumps in, and it started a massive brawl she's awesome. Great. I don't care what anybody says.
Great 10-yard split on her.
Yeah.
She was real quick out of the gates.
Like, she's hysterical.
Yeah.
Right.
I think she might be related to Brandon Johnson, too. I think she might
really,
be.
That checks out.
Yeah. The current mayor of Chicago, I think they're
worst
cousins.
to ever do it.
Yeah.
She sounds like a Parks and Rec character.
Yeah.
Yes. No, literally.
Yeah.
There was also, I believe I read one time the city council was like, they passed a resolution like, okay, we're going to investigate your spending, and she just vetoed it and was like, no, you can't.
How is she still the mayor?
I don't know.
Wait, I kind of am obsessed with her.
Yeah.
And that was what started the fight last night. You had this guy who was like, we're going to get rid of you. Let's have a vote right now. And it was like, all in favor of her staying, say yay, or say all in favor of her leaving office, say no. And then it was like, if you want her out, say aye. And the room exploded into ayes. And he goes, that's the vote. You're out, bitch.
I didn't hear that.
Yeah. And then it was like, oh, well, now it's on. We're fighting.
That
so
cannot
it was
be real.
Quite the scene. Confirmed that Brandon Johnson and Mayor Tiffany are indeed cousins.
Really?
Oh my God.
Yeah. Checks
I want to
out.
go to the
That's
Christmas.
crazy.
Who's Brandon Johnson?
The mayor of
He's
Chicago.
the mayor of Chicago.
Oh, now we got to give you a crash course on Brandon Johnson. This guy.
The floor is yours, Big T.
I'm not armed with enough facts to go into it right now, but he is the worst to ever do it.
Another guy who I think it came out that he spent like in a year $80,000 on grooming,
on haircuts.
Haircuts.
His wife, I think, has a $5,000 chair in her office which she has an unspecified just role in the government.
It's more than just a chair. I think her whole office costs like $200,000.
Yeah. It's insane.
It's almost, there was another congressman from Illinois who's like a young, like good looking guy, and then what was that show in England?
Doctor Who, Downton Abbey.
Downton Abbey. So
Nailed
he
it.
spent taxpayer dollars to make his office look like Downton Abbey. And they're like, what is going on here? You've been a congressman for like 8 months.
Does Illinois have the worst politicians of anywhere for the last 20 years?
We had a streak going for a while where we had every governor was in jail.
Blagojevich.
And then
was Wiener an Illinois guy?
No, but we had Dennis Hastert, who got busted for being pedo.
Okay.
So he was Speaker of the House for Congress for the United States, and so he went. I think he went to jail. You had definitely 2 governors. I know at one point I think there were 3 living governors of Illinois when Blago was in there. It was like back to back to back. They all went to jail. So
then you had Lori Lightfoot. Who was the mayor before her?
Rahm Emanuel.
Okay.
So Rahm Emanuel, so he was chief of staff for Obama at one point, and then he came back to be the mayor, and everybody hated Rahm Emanuel, hated him, corrupt, he's the worst, all this stuff. During COVID, it was like our first like real outdoor event. It was probably COVID 2022, the Windy City Smokeout. So after 2 years of Lightfoot, they bring Rom on stage. Again, like he was hated. Standing ovation. Because it's like we didn't know how good we had it until we had Lori Lightfoot.
And then it got way worse.
I think she might get an ovation at this point. So
it's insane.
Yeah.
Could be a great city.
Could be.
It's got the potential to be a great city.
We got good bones. We just gotta fix some things.
Yeah.
Anyway, do you know? I learned this when I was in Chicago. Do you know why they call it the Windy City?
I do.
From there, okay. Well, if you know
political.
Yeah.
Wind.
No,
it's something to do with
like lobbyists.
Politicians. Yeah.
No.
What is it?
They call it. Wow, you don't know? Wow. I just want to say here.
I thought that's definitely the answer.
I'm positive.
No. It was well, unless what I saw when I was there could be wrong, but from what I seen and what I was told, and then when I subsequently Googled, this is what they said, that it was the Windy City because windy used to be a word for like chitty chatty, like gossipy, and when the city first started, like there was a lot of like gossip or whatever going on in a certain area or whatever. I couldn't remember the exact detail of that part, but it was originally just because it was like a gossipy thing. So windy, it had nothing to do with the actual wind.
I think you are actually right here. I just Googled. It says it came about 1893 World's Fair. At the same time, Chicago is known for its breezy lakefront, so the nickname Windy City was also a playful way to describe both the city's windy weather and the talkative nature of its people. So you were on it.
I'm also seeing journalists from rival cities, especially Cincinnati, use the nickname to criticize Chicago's politicians.
What
so
year,
I'm sure
though?
it was a host of several things.
What year was that though?
Because
this was like in the 1819, early 1900s.
1893.
1893.
Yeah, so
Is that where the Ferris wheel was unveiled?
Ferris wheel. They had it was like electric lights. They had a serial killer on the loose. There's a lot of stuff going on. Have you seen that? It's a book called Devil in the White City. Have you heard of that?
No.
Great book. DiCaprio had owned the rights to make the movie for like 15 years, and they just never could quite get it.
15 years.
Production.
DiCaprio. Not a coincidence.
Yeah, something like that.
The most popular theory holds that it was coined in reference to Chicago's bloviating residents and politicians who were deemed to be full of hot air. Proponents of the windbag view usually cite an 1890 article by the New York Sun newspaper editor Charles Dana. At the time, Chicago was competing with New York to host the 1893 World's Fair, and Dana is said to have cautioned his readers to ignore the, quote, nonsensical claims of that windy city.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's the people and politicians were full of shit.
Yeah. I remember when Chicago was a finalist to get the Olympics in 2016. And I feel like we sent Oprah, Obama, like all these people. And then we lost out to Brazil.
Naturally.
That was the year. Yeah. And we're like, wait, did we get out corrupted? This is like the first time someone's better at corruption than us. Like someone else was able to buy the Olympics better than Chicago. So
LA too.
LA too, yeah.
Y'all think Chicago will be a good city for the Olympics?
For the Summer Olympics, I mean, what do you need?
I don't think it would.
We got a lot of arenas.
Why not?
Public transit.
When I think of like an Olympic city, I think of more like space. It's kind of congested, right?
I mean, it's been in like Atlanta.
Atlanta's spread out. Super
It
spread
was
out.
all right downtown.
Yeah, I think you do like the marathon stuff along the lake. You could, you
have colleges.
Yeah, there's plenty of stadiums. You could have. I think Chicago would do it. They'd probably have to build out a little infrastructure, which would have been nice. But for the most part, I think we got enough. I wouldn't want it for the record, but I remember that being a storyline, being like Brazil gave them the bag.
You wouldn't want 2 weeks of having the Olympics?
I don't
just
think so.
one time.
Nah,
It'd be cool to go once.
I don't want it in my city. I don't want extra traffic. I don't want extra.
But if it's not in your city, you're never gonna go. Like nobody's traveling to go to the Olympics.
I don't really have a strong. I'm kind of out on the Olympics.
I don't really care, but if it was in Chicago, I'd be like, oh, I'd go to say I went to the Olympics one time. Go to the basketball.
That would be the only event I think I would care about is basketball. So,
like, imagine if this most recent basketball was here.
Yeah,
that would have been sick.
Would have been cool.
I would argue, Big T. Yeah, that was probably one of the greatest sporting events I've ever watched. Was with you and the Olympics. and was
That
it
comeback?
the 1500-meter debt, the 1500-meter
Cole
run.
Hawker, shout out. No, we didn't watch basketball. We watched Cole Hawker, baby.
Okay.
That was one of the most exciting and exhilarating things I've ever watched on television.
I have a buddy who ran track in college, and he was like, this guy's like plus 3,000 to win the 1500 or something, but I ran against him, and he's a demon. Like, I think he's got a real chance. And so Arian and I bet him, and he won, and it was electric.
But it was like, because there was another dude, he was like Norwegian, he was like Norwegian or some shit like that.
Yeah.
And he was like the favorite. Like he was, and he's a killer. He won all the other long distance run, and this was like one of the last legs of the long
He's a
races.
huge asshole.
And
everyone hates him.
And I didn't know about any of this shit, right? I don't watch long distance running, and so and Big T, we was sitting right there in them seats, and Big T was like, "Hey, my dude just got a hot tip on this dude. He's like, he should be. I don't even think you said he was gonna win. He was like, he should be like top 3 for sure." And I was like, fuck it.
Yeah, he said he had really good value.
Yeah, and I was like, fuck it. And so I had $300 left from like a bet that I did earlier, and I was like, fuck it. I just ran the whole 300 on Cole Hawker, and I ended up winning $3,000 from just that little hot tip because he won the whole shit. He wasn't supposed to win. I was fucking. We were watching that bitch on that laptop, jumping up and down. That shit was crazy fun.
For 2 weeks every 4 years, I care deeply about the Olympics.
Okay.
And then the rest of the time, you couldn't pay me to watch.
Yeah.
But like, if it was in Chicago, I would go.
What event would you want to go to?
I'd go to anything
other than the
I
basketball.
Yeah, I'd go watch the track and field. Like Jeff Lowe was at the Olympics in 2012, and he said everything is awesome.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take
Like
your
I
word
would
for it.
like if there's a great sprinter, like the running would be cool. Like swimming.
I guess if there's like a Usain Bolt or a Michael Phelps, you want to like witness
Right.
history or something. But I guess like I don't know. I always just kind of I like real sports.
I agree with you.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, I like teams. There has to be a ball involved.
I agree.
Track is an
That's why
absolutely
I
a real
can't.
sport.
What is?
Track.
I mean, it is, but at the same time, I'm like, why don't you just line up out wide?
Why don't you what?
Why don't you just go deep and line up out wide? Run a 9 route if you're that fast. Why didn't you do
Chris
that?
Rainey.
Because they can't catch and they can't hit for the majority.
And that makes me think less of them as athletes.
Do you feel this way about quarterbacks? Because if you do, I'm all in on this take. But if you don't,
Some quarterbacks.
because none of them motherfuckers, except a handful of quarterbacks who I would consider like real athletes. The rest of these motherfuckers just they babies that can throw. They're little baby athletes that can throw. They ain't real athletes.
They're like in the baseball category for me, where it's like you have more of a skill set than you are an athlete per se.
I would agree with this. Yeah. I would agree with this. So what about golf?
That to me is a skill game too.
All right, I'm with you.
So you are or not into golf?
I like golf. I like playing golf. I watch the majors and the Ryder Cup and things like that, but I don't look at, Rory McIlroy and be like, what a tremendous athlete.
Nah.
I'm just like, he's
Yeah,
really
but
good at what he does.
I don't care about that though. Like the athleticism per se.
There's something about, like we were talking about Derrick Rose before the show. There's something about watching a guy do something. You're like, this guy's a human just like me. And he's doing insane things that I could never dream of. Like that athleticism is more appealing to me than a golfer.
I agree with that. I'm just saying in general, like I've said this before, I like college sports way more than professional, even though I know the professional players are way better.
Yeah.
I care about like the University of Tennessee. Like I want to watch them. I don't necessarily care how great the players are.
And golf is like a weird one too, because if I can, in theory, and I've hit great shots in my life that people would be like, oh my God, I could never do what guys in the NFL and the NBA do. Like,
Right.
That's just, so like the golf thing, it's like, I tell myself, like, if I really just focus on this, like I could be a much better golfer than I am. But I'm like 1 out of 100 shots is going to be like, holy shit, that was awesome. Where I could never ever do what like elite athletes do.
Yeah. But you're telling me if Usain Bolt was running at Northwestern, you wouldn't go?
Is Northwestern in Chicago? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's just it's like 15
30
minutes north. Yeah, take the train up. Yeah, I don't know. I wouldn't be like, I'd have to get on Game Time and see what the ticket prices are.
Right.
Yeah, but I would not be like, I have to be there no matter what.
But so y'all didn't grow up in. culture either, though, right? So the track,
No.
so like I used to run track when I was a kid. There was clubs, right? Track meets are a party, dog. It is fun as shit, and so it's like when you kind of like grow up in that environment, and understand the vibe. It's really fun. It's really fun. People like cross town, you meet and greet, whoop de whoop, and then like the meets be live, right? You know they always save the 4x4 for the last.
Yeah.
That be live. Whole squad's rooting for that. It's. I guess it might be an acquired taste, but
4x4 is cool. Again, like with Big T saying, like, would you go out of your way and drop, some money to go see a track and field event?
But
I don't think so.
But I think most of the Olympic stuff is like you can go for $10.
Oh, I have no idea.
I think that could be totally wrong.
I don't think it's $10, but I don't think it's like $1,000.
Like I think if
Okay.
you want to go watch beach volleyball, you can go.
Yeah, they should probably pay me to go to that though.
But like it'd be cool to go once in your
Max
life.
Delente
Yeah, I don't
went
know.
in Paris this summer. Yeah.
Did he? He enjoyed
He
it.
went to like a ton of stuff. He went to like beach volleyball. I think he went to like track. Yeah, he went to like a ton of events.
So I love Paris. I don't think I'd ever want to go to Paris for the Olympics. I think I'd rather just go and eat and drink.
Okay,
See the
like
sights.
you can
you're
do
a soccer
you can do
guy.
that. You can knock two birds out with one stone. You don't have to.
I suppose.
Like you're a soccer guy.
Yeah.
World Cup is here in 2 years, but it's
Uh-huh.
not in Chicago. Are you
Correct.
going to go?
Yeah, I'll probably try to go to that.
See, I'm like the World Cup is in the U.S. I have to go.
Yeah. I'm gonna try my best to go.
Okay, so
Yeah.
like I would feel the same way if the Olympics were like I'm not going to go to L.A. for it probably,
Yeah,
but if it was in Chicago, I'd be like I have to go.
because it's down the street.
Yes.
Yeah. Maybe, I don't know. I don't think I'd go out of my way, and I think I'd be annoyed by all the people. Be like, I just want to get to work. I just want to
Yeah.
get home. Like,
But it's 2 weeks.
yeah,
I mean, we had the fucking DNC.
yeah. We were at Camp Barstool for that though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm pissed that all the U.S. group stage games are in L.A. and Seattle. So if we want to go to one, that's where we go.
Oh, is that official?
Yeah.
I don't hate that because my biggest pet peeve with U.S. soccer, and when they've had games at Soldier Field, they are the road team. So there are like Seattle is usually hardcore USA soccer fans, like Kansas City and Columbus. Put them in a place where America will have a home field advantage.
I went to the what did we have last summer?
Maybe the Gold Cup.
No, the South American tournament,
Oh, Copa America.
Copa America.
Yeah.
I went to the game against Panama in Atlanta.
Yeah.
It was probably 60-40 U.S. fans, but it was
Yeah.
close.
Yeah. It's a bowl game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I want it to be where it's just like it is a home field advantage. Like we're spurring on the boys, the lads.
Is L.A. gonna be though? Like,
I think
what
it
if-
depends on who they play.
Right.
Yeah. So if they play a European team, I think it would probably be.
But if we play like a South American team,
we'd be fucked.
right?
Yeah. So they have to strategically do that. I didn't know they announced
I'm
locations.
pretty positive.
I know that they've announced the cities. I didn't know that they announced the USA's.
I think
games.
our games are L.A. and
Okay.
Seattle.
Okay. Well, there should be at least 3, so there should be one more.
I think they're playing 2 in L.A. I think.
Oh, that's ridiculous. That's silly. You
I'm
have-
pretty sure on that. You can check me, but anyway,
I got a question that came across my desk that makes a lot of sense. So they said if cheetahs are the fastest land animal in the world, why do we measure cars in horsepower?
Because that's not about
that's the
speed.
engine.
Yeah, that's like how much you can. You're not measuring speed with horsepower necessarily. You're measuring like power. Like it's almost like can you get up this hill, or can you pull, a train. So if you have 2 horses, you have less power than if you have. It goes back to when we literally had horses pulling carriages.
so it's actually a unit of power equal to 550 foot-pounds per second. I don't know what that means, but it's like a formula.
Yeah.
So it has nothing to do with speed. It's more about the association when we had a horse and buggy.
Correct. Yeah.
Okay. Problem.
Like 8 horses can pull a heavier load than 2 horses. And you just extrapolate that out to a 500 horsepower car.
I saw this other thing, like domesticated horses, because they don't run in the wild. Like if they don't run in the wild, that's why like you have to groom their nails.
Yeah.
And if you don't like they become like little elf shoes.
Yep.
But in the wild they run and it kind of naturally cuts them down. Have you
Right.
ever seen a non-groomed domesticated horse
Yeah,
snail? That shit
This is
wild.
probably too much information, but for a long time, it's like the ASMR. I would get like horse nails being shaved
I get
out.
those.
I get them all the
Yep.
time.
Yeah.
Horseshoe
And
replacement.
I'm always like,
Yeah.
oh, does
Yep.
it hurt? But they're
Yeah.
like, no, it doesn't hurt the horse. I'm like, thank God.
Nope.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in the horse game. White Sox Dave and I bought into a stable during COVID when all sports were shut down, so we would have something to root for. So now we have like a collection. We have like 3% of the stable. I used to say I own their noses because that's the part where I like to go and pet.
Nice.
But we have like 9 horses.
Really?
Yeah. So
Are they still racing and shit?
one of our we named one after Jay Cutler. It was a gray horse. We called it Smokin' Jay,
Okay.
and he just retired. But he was such a good horse that it allowed our group to buy like 4 other horses.
So you've made a return on this?
Oh yeah, which I
Really?
never anticipated. But I think I cashed out last year for like $4,000.
Nice.
So for my 3%. So yeah, it was way more fun when Arlington was open, which I think closed down before you guys even moved here. But we had a great racetrack where the Bears proposed stadium site is. So the Bears bought the land, tore down the horse racing, and so now our horses are in Kentucky. But
Is that ever going to happen?
talk to Brandon Johnson? I don't know.
No.
I don't. They own all that land out in Arlington, which is a ton of land. It's like 350 acres, which I think the Raiders Stadium sits on 30, but they just can't get a deal done. And they can't get a deal done in the city. They've looked at multiple sites in the city. And there's no progress.
We should talk to Mayor Tiffany.
She
about
could get it
Dalton.
done. Yeah, put it down.
Yeah.
Well, that's one of the stadium sites is like this old hospital
Is it really?
that's down more that way. It's not quite in Dalton, but it's pretty far down there.
Oh, okay.
It would be super inconvenient for everyone.
I want the new White Sox stadium in South Loop.
That would be sweet.
Yeah.
I think that will actually happen.
That'd be sick.
Yeah. And you have the skyline in the background. Have you ever been to a minor league game in Charlotte?
No, but I've seen pictures of that.
It's
It's a cool stadium.
it's awesome. Yeah. They should have built it bigger and just put a real team in there, a major league team in there. But the stadium and the location is very,
They
very
might
cool.
eventually.
I don't think that land, the way it's built, I remember reading something about this, that it's not big enough to expand at this point. If they had done it right the first time, if they had, with intention of like, hey, maybe we'll attract a major league team, they could have built it differently. But the site it sits on now, the way it's constructed, it's just, supposedly it's not going to work.
I see.
Yeah.
This ain't the little itty bitty teeny tiny bowl. This is Super Bowl 59. Get in on the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of Super Bowl 59. Scoring touchdowns is key to hoisting the Vince Lombardi Trophy, and you have a shot to score big by betting on them at DraftKings Sportsbook, the #1 place to bet touchdowns. Ready to place your first bet? Try betting on something simple like a player to score 6. Go to the DraftKings Sportsbook app and make your pick. New DraftKings customers can bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code MACRO, that's code MACRO, for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets instantly when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings Sportsbook. The crown is yours.
What number was Frank Thomas?
Frank Thomas was number...
35.
I was going to say 35, I promise.
I believe you, Big T, personally.
All right, let's do some more baseball Hall of Famers.
Okay.
Cal Ripken.
8.
I don't know any. I don't baseball. I'm just gonna.
Roger Clemens.
But he was 22, right? 20,
Clemens.
22. I'm gonna go with
I
22.
don't know that I know Clemens.
So I know he was 21 with the Red Sox. I think he was 22 with the Yankees.
Yeah. Look at me going.
John Smoltz.
29.
Correct.
This is like my era.
Glavine.
Smoltz.
47.
Mm-hmm.
He's 29.
Yeah.
Why am I seeing 8 in my head? I'm seeing 8 for Smoltz. Why is this?
I don't know. I feel like pitchers are almost never single digits.
Yeah, you're a psycho.
Yeah.
Has there even...
What's his face? He was he wore number 6 for the Blue Jays and he was 0 for the Cubs.
Marcus Stroman.
Marcus Stroman.
Oh, he's crazy.
He does seem a little off.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, he's a weirdo.
Yeah, like he's very online.
Yes.
Yeah, yes.
I'm trying to think of a guy for you, Big T.
Give me 2005 to current baseball players.
2005 to current. So let's go
Ken
with
Griffey Sr. This is not current.
30.
Nice.
30. What about Eric Chavez? Third baseman from the A's.
No idea.
I think he wore number 3, but I'll have to look that up. Johnny Damon.
Moneyball legend.
He was a single digit. Was he 8?
Wasn't he 4?
I think he was 8 or 18.
I thought he was 18.
Oh, it is 18.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I got one. Mike Piazza.
31.
31.
Yeah, 31. Yeah. This is fun.
How about Greg Maddux?
Maddox was 35. He's the one I always forget I know Smoltz and Glavin.
Now you got me questioning.
Is he 36?
31.
31.
31 with the Braves.
Should be, but ain't a Hall of Famer. Pete Rose.
14?
Yeah. 14.
Okay. So I can do probably like anybody who is from like 1990 to 2005.
Andrew Jones.
25.
Correct.
Yeah.
Nick Swisher.
Oh,
3.
I wanted to say he was 31 with somebody.
He played for the White Sox for a minute too.
Played for the Guardians. It was
Played
one of
for
my
the
favorite
Braves.
Guardians ever.
Really?
Yes, I loved him on the Guardians. Him and Jason Kipnis.
Kipnis.
Chicago legend.
Kipnis had a little stint with the Cubs too. I used to love Kipnis's was it he that had the saxophone walkout music? That was sweet. That was awesome.
Jason Kipnis, we met last year at the Barstool Invitational, and I have never been more starstruck with all of the people I've met at Barstool than I got to talk to Jason Kipnis.
Who else is on that list for you, for people that you've been starstruck
From Barstool?
in the office that you've met? Yeah.
Mine are I feel like niche, different ones. Jerry O'Connell I've been starstruck with.
Okay.
Jason Kipnis for sure was I freaked out because Zoopy and I, who are both huge Cleveland fans, got to actually talk to him for 15 minutes, and I was like, holy shit.
Did you ask him about 2016?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then he was just talking about Cleveland, but God, Brooks Koepka, I guess, but eh.
I got a little starstruck by Chris Berman when he was here.
Oh, Chris Berman,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure, Chris Berman.
They live streamed our Friday basketball game that
Yeah.
day, and my understanding was they were calling it. And the team that I was on, we were down a bunch. So I just brought the ball up the court and took a 28-foot 3 and laced it. And I was like, holy shit, Chris Berman just called that. I'm going to have that clip forever. And I went back and watched it after, and he and PFT were talking about golf or something. Nobody even acknowledged it.
So I was in that same game, and I was like, I have to get a bucket.
Yes.
I have to get a bucket. And he did call it. I have the clip somewhere. But yeah, it was sweet.
I've never been more disappointed in my life than when I got home, went on YouTube and watched that, and they didn't even say anything.
It was the first time I have ever sent my dad a clip from my work. So.
Also,
That's funny.
My number one for sure, Michael B. Jordan in the New York office.
Oh.
Kelly Martin got mad at me because I was looking at it too much.
That's the reason that we no longer get the guest list of who's coming into the office on our emails anymore.
Not me personally, but every girl in the office.
You were part of the
I was definitely
collective
part of
that got that banned.
You know what? I think that's fine.
I literally went to the bathroom 7 times in the course of his interview because it was right next to the conference room.
I always love to see on Monday morning, oh, here's who's coming in the office. Never again.
Him, and then on our show, I was super starstruck when we had Dan Patrick, even though he wasn't in person, and Adam Richmond from Man vs.
He was awesome.
Oh, that would be
We
sweet.
still need to do a whole episode with him on the history of food because that shit.
Yeah,
was
let's-
awesome.
he was awesome.
Let's try to make that happen. He was
I
the
need
best.
to do who was the moon landing?
Cold.
Stone Cold.
Stone Cold.
Yes.
That was also so
Massive
sick.
Arian Foster fan.
Yes.
Stone
Really?
Cold Steve
Yes.
Austin.
That
Yeah.
was so
That'd be
sick.
awesome.
Yeah, it was dope.
He was cool. But none of those were
Yeah, I
George
tell you,
Santos.
Aaron, I was a big fan of how you played the game. It was dope.
George
He-
Santos, I wasn't
That was
starstruck,
good.
but I was definitely what the hell is going
Yeah.
on?
I was
He
really
was a Billy
googly eyed
guy, right?
over.
Yeah.
I don't get starstruck, but I extremely love that he was on our podcast. Brian Cox, the physicist. I fucking love.
Oh,
Ah,
you guys
fuck.
had Brian Cox
Yes,
on?
bro. We had
Long
Brian
time
Cox.
ago.
Oh
Yeah.
man, I would love. He's doing a live show at Chicago. I'm gonna go with.
Seriously?
Yeah, I'm
Is he
going
really?
with Chaps. I think it's in May.
Oh,
So,
wait, when in
yeah.
May? Because I could extend the trip.
Let me pull
Could
it
go
up.
to Wrigley, too.
Yeah.
I would rather see Brian Cox, but if it's
Well,
there,
I didn't say in lieu of.
yeah, brother. Hey. Yeah, I would love to go see him live. I've seen
May 3rd. May 3rd and 4th.
When-
Birthday
when-
week
when did I
for
say-
me and Madeline?
nah,
Yeah.
I can't do May 3rd. Well, wait.
B-Day week for.
No,
for
yeah,
May
no, I
2nd,
can't
yeah.
do that. Damn, it's all good. I went to see
Tickets are not cheap for this either for Brian Cox.
Where is it?
I actually don't know I've never been to this theater. Athenaeum Center for Thought and Culture. I don't know where that is. I
Never
don't
heard
do a
of it.
lot of thought and culture shows. This will be a
Yeah.
first. But the lower levels, over $200.
Really?
Yeah.
What is he just talks about space?
I think it probably just blows your mind. Yeah.
But I don't know if there's okay, on this tour.
No, he
it's,
sings, dude.
Yeah.
He's a singer.
No, I know, but like, what's the
Plays
thing?
guitar.
So I went to
what
a
the
Neil
topic
de-
is? I don't know.
I went to a Neil deGrasse Tyson one in like 2014, and I don't know what Brian Cox is doing, but what he did was he correlated like a certain aspect of astrophysics into like pop culture, and he was talking about like movies and the references of movies and like the stars and how they're aligned and how they're misaligned, and just like different little tidbits and fun facts about the universe. But he made it like very relatable and very palatable to the audience, and it was really dope. Like I didn't really, I guess, learn anything new because I had already read his book and read a few physics books, but it was just cool to see him interact with the crowd. They was asking questions, stuff like that. I think more science tours are needed. That was really dope.
Yeah, that sounds sweet. I can't remember what podcast he was on, but he was talking about the movie Interstellar, which I really like that movie, and he just shit all over it. And I was like, no.
Yeah.
like he kind of ruined that movie.
Yeah,
for me.
them going into a black hole is not realistic at all.
Yeah.
But they got a lot right though. They got a
Yeah.
lot right, like with going down into like a big planet and the time difference.
Yes.
They got a lot right with that.
Relativity. Yeah.
Stuff like that. But you can't go into a black hole. You will get shredded.
This is the little paragraph on Brian Cox's tour. Horizons demystifies planetary science, cosmology, and quantum theory through advanced LED screen technology.
Ooh.
Venues across the world have been filled with images of faraway galaxies, alien worlds, and supermassive black holes.
Ooh, that sounds
A celebration of
fire.
our civilization, music, art, philosophy, and science.
I wish he was doing it at the literal planetarium.
Yeah, or like
You
that
guys-
joint in Vegas. That would
Well, we
be
have one-
lit.
That would be cool.
The globe
sphere?
joint. That would be lit. Matter of fact, I might have just stumbled upon something.
That's an awesome idea.
We got
That's
a lobby for
something.
that.
I would be more inclined to fly to Vegas
1000%.
to watch that show at the Sphere than do any long distance running
1000%.
beach volleyball thing.
1000%.
Yeah.
I would 1000% go with that over the Olympics. Lobby for that. Brian Cox, Neil deGrasse Tyson, whoever the next physicist up is, make that happen at the what is that place called in Vegas? The ball.
The
The
sphere.
Sphere. Yeah. That's a great idea.
They need a better name. The
ball.
Sphere.
I remember I was out in Vegas while it was being constructed. I'm like, what? Like they're building a Death Star. Like that's what it was under construction. That's what it looked like. But that thing looks. I have to see a show there.
What kind of shows do they play there? Is it like
Concerts.
Grateful. What's it? Grateful and
Dead.
Co.
Grateful Dead, yeah, or
Dead and
Co.
Company.
Yeah,
UFC did a thing there.
the
Yeah.
the NHL draft.
Yeah,
was
the
there.
draft was there. John Mayer, I think, with like Dead and Co.
It's like
and then they'll
the
do
entire-
like Planet Earth shows too.
yeah, it's
Yeah.
the entire thing, Arian.
so,
It's just a
so it's like a big ass screen inside and outside.
Correct.
yes.
How does it protect from rain or
I don't think they get a lot out there. It's Vegas.
I'm sure the outside is waterproof.
I mean,
Yeah.
there's video boards at stadiums that are outside.
Yeah.
I assume
Yeah.
they're rainproof somehow.
huh? I mean, I don't know enough about LED construction.
Yeah.
But it looks really dope. Yeah, I guess we could hop into sports conspiracies. We want to take a
One
little
more.
break.
Let's do one more number each. One more number each.
Okay.
All right.
I've got one for you, Arian. I don't know if this guy, he may have been in the NFL while you were. T.J. Duckett.
Michigan
Oh,
State.
he's a tight end, correct?
No,
Right.
he was a fullback, running back.
Oh, okay. Was he 88? Wasn't he?
No.
I want
Oh.
to say he was in the 40s.
Damn. TJ.
48,
He's number 45.
45.
That's
He
correct.
pl-
Damn.
He played both ways at Michigan State. He was a linebacker and a running back at
Really?
Michigan State. in
He was
college.
8 at Michigan State, it looks like.
Yeah.
All right.
All right, I gotta think of one.
Let's go with. I'm gonna stay with TJ, and I'm gonna go TJ Hushmanzada.
Oh, was he 83?
Are we doing?
I just know NFL. I don't even know where he went to college.
Oregon State.
Great call.
Yeah.
Same colors.
Yeah.
Let's just go.
I don't
let's just go
remember his
pro.
number.
I want to say 83.
It's close. That ain't it though.
Oh, it's 84.
It is 84.
This is him and Ocho where they're guys.
Mm-hmm.
How about one of my favorite guys to watch, Bob Sanders?
Oh, easy.
Oh,
21. Played against him.
Yeah.
Killer. I think I injured him actually.
You should get that framed. If you injured, that guy was a missile.
Yeah, I think. Matter of fact, yeah, 2010. I think he went to go for me. I think he hurt his shoulder that play. Yep. I think he was out for this. I don't know if he was out for the season, but I think he missed a lot of time that year.
I feel like he had a pretty short career.
Yeah.
Like burned hot and like he played too physical.
Yeah,
and he was little. He was like a 5'9" or something like that.
Yep.
do you have any pictures from when you played that you were like, wow, that's a sick picture?
One picture.
What is it?
One picture that I went to. I think it's Getty. Was it Getty?
Mm-hmm.
I went there to see if I could buy. It was like $500. I'm like, I ain't finna buy that shit, bro. What the fuck? I'm gonna buy a picture of me. I saved it in my favorites. Let me get my scroll on.
I could probably buy it for you.
Honestly, yeah.
Oh, y'all get a discount or something?
We have
Like a login.
a
If you need a
login.
photo variant, just ask me or Madeline. We can.
Yeah, y'all be digging up some
Obscure
bullshit.
one.
Yeah, Arian hates us for it.
Y'all be digging up old shit. Man, y'all pulled
You're
up
the
this
one who took it.
I had no idea.
You take the photos, we just find them. One of my favorite things about this job is our access to Getty images.
Whoa, y'all can find this one then? Yes, okay. Find this one then.
Okay.
And
So this is not, we can't. The first one is Arian and Kobe, which is sick.
yeah, I sent that.
But
I sent that
mean,
one.
yeah.
Hey, I want to see. No, I ain't gonna send that one. That was horrible.
Do you know
Where
what game it was?
Yes,
Or year.
2011, 1000%, and it's like me like running, obviously, and but it's like the camera's in the back, so it's like you see my name clearly, and the way that it was positioned is very artistic, and now I can't find this shit.
Do you remember who you're playing against?
Yeah, oh, here it goes, boom. But I don't have like the high def one. It's like I just copied it from Google, so I don't have like the real one. This is it though. This is my favorite picture of all time. The way they did it was very artsy.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah, that's a dope picture.
Who were you playing?
I want to say it was 2011. I want to say that's Cleveland actually. Yeah,
Hey.
yeah. I got off on y'all. Sorry.
I know. Well, I feel like you and Cleveland actually have a very illustrious kind of relationship.
We do.
If that's your favorite picture, and then you said that you knew you wanted to retire during a Browns game,
The facts, right?
and then draft
And
day.
I got drafted by them in a movie.
Yeah. Wait, low key, me and you were kind of on the same page.
That's facts, man.
Do your kids watch your old highlights?
I think one of my sons did when he was like real small. He was like, "My dad is Arian," you know what I'm saying? But
Yeah.
you know, they kind of grew out of it, and like now their
Okay.
friends remind them more than anything. Like, "Yo, your dad."
Okay.
But other than that, nah, they kind
No.
of just over it, man.
Yeah.
But see, their friends weren't old enough to like have watched either. They just
But
know.
like, so you know
that you
how
played.
cities have like local legends, right?
Yeah.
And I think
Yeah.
I'm one of those ones in Houston where it's like my name ring bells around the city because like football was gone for a long time in Houston before the Texans organization came, and the only like superstar player that they had was Andre Johnson for like 5 years, right? And then I was the next one that was like, bro, we got a legit superstars in the city now, right? And then JJ Watt came. And so like there's like 2 or 3 or 4 guys that are like, nah, you one of them ones. And so like you brought the notoriety back to the city because they was getting blown out. And then my years were the first years where, we were the first team to go to the playoffs. And so it was like just a lot of excitement. And I think I just by happenstance, just one of them ones that the city remember. And so kids be reminding them. But
by the way, that picture you sent, great usage of the rule of thirds.
Can I see it?
What is the usage of the rule of thirds?
Thank you for asking, Arian. The rule of thirds in photography is so take a picture and you draw not 2 vertical lines, 2 horizontal lines to create 9 squares, and the focal points of your picture should come at any one of the intersections of those lines.
Huh.
So like that. So like if you take a picture, you shouldn't put what you're taking a picture of like right in the middle.
All right, my Instagram is about to be that much better now.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
if you
Wow,
women will love
I
that.
intuitively
Okay.
knew
Yeah.
this. Because I was like, yo, the reason why I liked it was because it was so artsy. It reminded me of like
Mhm.
an art. Like I've seen me run, I've never been that impressed. But the way that they did this was very like artistic, in my opinion. And that makes sense.
I'm not seeing that picture on Getty.
I can't find it
Yeah.
either. I'm
That's
searching everything.
that's where I believe it was 2011. Definitely was 2011, and I'm almost positive it was Cleveland Browns. Yep, I could tell by the way I was wearing my sweatbands.
That it was against the Browns, or was it 2011?
That it was against the Browns in 2011. Like I could see a picture of me and know exactly what game it was by how I was
That's
dressed.
wild.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Well, they only had 8 home games in 2011, so that should narrow it down.
I'm seeing photos from that game, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's 7 photos from that game
Yeah.
in Getty.
I image searched it on Google, and some of the pictures that are not that exact picture, but other ones that pop up with headlines. Arian Foster's British accent is simply brilliant.
Oh god.
Let's hear it.
It's not. I don't know why they said that. It's actually
USA
it's
Today
actually
wrote
pretty
about
shit. It's actually pretty shit.
Texans Foster injured against Jaguars. I'm sorry about that.
Hey,
for
man,
you.
it happens.
I
dog.
found one of you hurdling this guy in the Ravens that looks awesome
Let me see.
from 2011.
Point it to the 11, the Ravens? That's not 2011.
Getty says it was 2011.
It's full of shit, dog. Or you know what? That might be. Yes, it is. That was the playoffs.
Okay.
Yes, that
Yeah,
was
some
the
guy,
that was the
some
playoff.
guy named Webb. Some guy named Webb's having a bad day.
Yeah, that was 2011. Got off of it. Put another 130 on good old Ray Lewis and the Ravens D, man.
Was that the year they won the Super Bowl?
That was the year they won the Super Bowl. Yep. We should have beat them. We had a 3rd string quarterback, TJ Yates. That's my dude. No offense. He was a good quarterback.
Yates of
in the
hell.
league. But we were down. Matt Schaub got injured. I feel like that was the year we should have won. We had mad injuries. We had Mario Williams, tore his pec, I think, against the Steelers. Andre Johnson went down his first game. He went down against the Steelers as well. Yep, Steelers. And he didn't come back to the first playoff game. Matt Schaub got a Liz Frank injury. I think we had like 2 or 3 more injuries. It was bad. But like that was the most talented team I've been on by far. It was
TJ Yates, what college?
North Carolina.
Correct.
paper classes.
Yeah. What high school?
What high school?
I think I know his high school.
I definitely don't know his high
So
school.
I know he's from like Marietta, Georgia-ish. I think he went to Marietta High School, but he might have gone to Sprayberry High School. Hang on 1 second.
He went to. Do you want me to say it?
Pope.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's also in Marietta. I knew he was from Marietta. Anyway.
There's one thing I want to talk about before we get to the jump. I saw the documentary. I didn't remember how iconic this dude was until I saw this documentary. Before your time, Big T, but you probably know him, but definitely your time, Chief. Tom Green.
Oh yeah.
So I saw a documentary, and I want to say I grew up watching him. He was like my real first introduction to like white folks in like okay, this is what they like type of way, right? Because the comedy I consumed, you know what I'm saying? Like
He's our ambassador. Yeah.
well, like the comedy I consumed was like, I grew up on stuff like, Kings of Comedy.
Sure.
I grew up with stuff like, Life. That was our bag, and it was just like it was different. Like things were a little more socially segregated, like white folk, like Green Day. You know what I'm saying? There's no there's no white music like that anymore, right? But I appreciated it. But like Tom Green was my first introduction to like, what the fuck is this, bro? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like when white dudes go to parties and shit like that, that's a whole bunch of Tom Greens, right?
Yeah.
And so, but I liked it, right? It was quirky, it was fun. And I didn't realize how innovative he was. And so they detailed how he got on. He started on public access TV. Well, he actually started on a radio show in college. Right? He was doing a radio show every Friday in college, right? And then that transitioned to him. He's like, yo, I just want to do the film side of it because he ended up spinning records, but he ended up just talking, right? And so he was like, I want to do like the film side of it. And so he did one, I think every week he did this like talk show-esque thing, and that was his like ultimate goal.
The Tom Green show, yeah.
But it started out very like niche. It was a very niche market, and then ended up getting on public access TV in Canada. And this and to see the growth of it was amazing, just to see, because they documented it all, right? And I didn't know this, and so this is an ode to Tom Green. When he got cancer, I remember vividly him getting cancer, and he made that song. It was like, kids fill your balls so you don't get cancer. It's fucking sick.
Oh, right? Cancelable, probably.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so he made a song like that, and I was like, yo, this dude's silly as shit. But like, you knew he got cancer, so the show never got canceled. He just couldn't do it anymore because he was like so exhausted. And when he came back, he was trying to kind of find his footing again. He did movies. He did a few movies that took off, and then he did one that I never watched. It was called Freddie Got Fingered. But that, looking back, he was like, there's a template that Hollywood follows for comedies, and that wasn't the template. So I got a lot of bad reviews, but I want to go back and watch it because he was such an innovator. But I didn't know he was innovating at a time, because back then there was really no such thing as virality, right? It was just like, we kind of knew what the internet was. People were just kind of fumbling around. They didn't really understand what it was. But he was doing things to get recognized, to get noticed, which now everybody does, right?
Yeah.
But the thing that he's like low-key a genius, when he was done with all that side of it, he did something called Webovision. And he was the first one to do a podcast. He was the first podcast. And so what he did was he had a little studio in his house, and he live streamed it. And one of his guests on there was Joe Rogan. And Joe Rogan ended up saying later on his podcast, he was like, that was the first time I realized, like, yo, I need to do this. This is going to change media. He's like, this is going to change. He's like, anybody can do this. You just need the internet. He's like, this is going to change how everything is done. And Tom Green was the first one to kind of visualize that and attack it. But when he first did it, it was just so before its time that it didn't really catch on, and it was costing way too much to do the production side of it. And like nowadays, like everybody and their mama have a podcast, but Tom Green was the first one to do it. I just thought that was really dope. And I think all podcasters just in general should give an ode to Tom, because he was just so innovative. And now he has like a farm in, I think it's like somewhere upstate New York, maybe, but he just kind of lives off the grid. And I think he wants to kind of come back, because his main goal, he always wanted to do like a late night TV show, like David Letterman or Archie. What's that dude name? Archie.
Archie.
Back in the day, it may not be Archie.
Jay Leno.
Before him, it was like in the 50s.
Johnny Carson.
Johnny Carson. My bad.
Okay.
My apologies. Yeah, Johnny Carson. But that was his like original goal. And it was just amazing to see that progress, because growing up as a kid, you're like, who's this goofy ass white boy on TV, dog? Like, that's just how you see it. But like, you don't see the work and the grind and the shit that he did behind it. You just see the antics, but you don't really see the vision he had and the template that he set moving forward. And when his show went off, the Tom Green show, they wanted to fill that comedy show slot, and they filled it with Jackass. So he had a bunch of, comedy personalities under his umbrella. They was all his babies. Johnny Knoxville, Steve-O, all them cats was underneath Tom Green. So Tom Green kind of started the whole vibe. And I think a lot of the times the legends that are innovative don't really get the flowers they deserve. And so Tom Green, I just wanted to like detail that and was like, yo, Tom Green, bro, that shit was I just did it. I wasn't aware as I was watching how impactful it was.
So I didn't know that either. That clip where Rogan is on his show, you can see like the light switch come on in Rogan's head in real time. Where he's like, oh, like there's no commercials. Like you can have long form. Like it's not just like, and you can see it happening while he's sitting next to Tom Green. And now it's like that moment kind of changed the course of media and history. It is like, great point. It's. I have to watch that documentary too. I didn't even know it was a full documentary.
Yep.
I've only seen that clip of Rogan on the show.
Mm-hmm. It changed the course of. I mean, you could argue humanity because the way content is produced and consumed now. This is it. This format is it. What they call legacy media, the NBCs, they're struggling for viewership because people are kind of, they're just kind of aware of the curation of it, and people want more authenticity from regular human beings rather than the inflicted. And in today's news, right, that people want more authenticity, and that's exactly what it was. And Tom Green started that whole shit. And you're right, when you see that clip, you see Joe Rogan like, hold on, dog. Like I think at the time he was the host of Fear Factor.
I think so. Yeah, I think that checks out.
And he was always like in the comedy circuit. He would always go to Comedy Store or the Laugh Factory, I think, back in the day. And so he was on this show. It's a very impactful clip. Him just like hold on, dog. And it changed the course of his life and a lot of people's lives, because I mean, think about how many people Joe Rogan spawned. I mean, I'm one of those, right? So I went on Joe Rogan's show in 2017, and at the end of the show, he's like, "Yo, you need to start a podcast." And I was like, that'd be cool. I didn't really think about it too much, but I ended up doing it. And this was before podcast boomed as well. And so in 2017, I did start my podcast. It's called Now What? And that got really big. I don't think I did the right thing with it at the end. There's this company called Lumen. Anyway, that's the boring part. But it got really big. It got really dope. I was interviewing Snoop. I had Neil deGrasse Tyson on there. It was it was a really dope podcast. But like, I mean, just to think of all of the people that spawned from Rogan's tentacles, and then it just all standard. So it was a really like aha moment for me. I was like, that's crazy. He deserved his flowers, because I think he was one of the first, if not the first one, to really start this whole podcast thing.
Yeah.
I listened to that show.
Which one?
Yours.
Oh, you listened to Now What?
I don't know if I listened to every episode, but like you had Clay Travis on your show. I listened to that.
Yeah.
You had PFT and Big Cat on, right?
I did, yeah.
And that's when y'all like became friends?
Or
did y'all know each other before that?
No, I think they reached out for me to be on their thing, and I was like, well, I got one too. Y'all just want to do a double, and they was like, yeah, let's do it. So, but it was after that we met, like for real, like at a dinner with Tommy Alter.
Nice. But yeah, I listened to several episodes of your show. Also, this Tom Green, I've seen him before. I'm not really familiar with him, but I've definitely seen him. It seems like this week he came out with that documentary, a new special, and an album.
He's back.
All this week.
Yeah. So they go into that too, which I did not know. I don't know if you know this, Chief. He originally got a record deal.
No, did not.
Yeah, he was a rapper, and he had a rap group named Organized Rhyme. And I mean, it's nothing I would listen to, but
yeah, I remember him for the Bum Bum song.
Yeah, so this was way before that.
Okay,
and so I mean, once you get the music bug, or once you make music, you kind of never let it go. So he did the Bum Bum song. He did the intro to his Tom Green show. Like, and it's all goofy and shit, but it's like that music never leaves you. You're always like a part of it. Like even myself, like I did the music to the intro of this podcast, right? It never leaves you. You always have that creative itch. And that makes sense that he's still releasing it, because it just never dies. But he's just like a really creative genius that I don't think I ever viewed in that vein. I always just viewed him as like just this goofy ass.
He's like a visionary.
Yeah.
It
was dope. And I think he was actually one of the first to do like street interviews, like with real people, where they become part of the set. That was like one of the biggest parts of his show, was he would do random shit with strangers and they were in on it, but unknowingly, right? Mm-hmm. He was one of the first with that. So
legend.
Shout out to Tom Green, dog. For sure. All right, we're gonna get into sports conspiracies.
Before we get into sports conspiracies, I want to talk to you about Steven Singer Jewelers. Are you ready for the best gift for Valentine's Day? Everybody knows a Steven Singer Jewelers gold dipped rose is a real rose dipped in real 24 karat gold that lasts a lifetime. But you don't want to miss out on his brand new Valentine's Day rose. It's magnificent. Imagine the perfect blend of ombre petals that lovingly fade from turquoise to seafoam blue. This is the first time in 44 years he has ever had this color combination. Its name is Peacock Teal. Envision a peacock on a Caribbean island with its feathers completely spread open and the color palette of 20 shades of green and blue. Well, this rose captures all of that and more. This forever gift of a real long stem 24 karat gold dipped rose has a full lifetime guarantee. It comes to you in an impressive box and your own personalized love note. Expensive? Nope, they're only $79. Shipping is always complimentary, and that means free. Go right now to IHateStevenSinger.com or visit the showroom on the other corner of 8th and Walnut 7 days a week. Nothing says I love you like a real, authentic Steven Singer 24 karat gold dipped rose that lasts forever. That's IHateStevenSinger.com.
All right, let's get into some sports conspiracies. Juicy. All right, man. Where I want to start with, because our sheet has like 5. We got the 2001 NASCAR Pepsi 400. We got the 2002 Lakers Kings Western Conference Finals.
I have one that I want to start out.
You said what?
I have one that I want to start out with.
All right, kick us off, dog.
Because I don't know. I feel like I may have said this on the show before, but it was a long time ago. I don't remember if I did. And I 100% believe this. Like, I really do.
Okay.
Babe Ruth was black.
Ty Cobb thought he was black.
100%. So do you know about this, Arian?
I've heard it, but like when I see pictures, I'm like, at most, I'll give you like a Puerto Rican.
I think he could have had like a Blake Griffin thing going on. But
I'm open. I'm open.
So he was very renowned for enjoying the company of black women. He there was some ambiguity as to his familial family tree back in the day. And the story goes that Ty Cobb, world-renowned racist.
That's actually been disproven.
Wait, really?
Yeah. We did a whole podcast on that where that was
Ty Cobb not racist?
Yeah.
Really?
Yep. Like he would go to the Negro League games all the time, and I'll send you stuff. We did a show on that like 2 years ago. So,
really?
Yeah, that he was like it was basically someone slandered him like in the media, and he had lots of other bad things that he did, but that supposedly was not one of them.
So do you not believe the story about what he said about Babe Ruth?
Read the quote.
So Ty Cobb, who many believe to be a racist, it seems that may have not been the case, was going on a hunting trip with a bunch of people, I guess, and Babe Ruth was one of them, and they were supposed to share a cabin, and Ty Cobb allegedly said, "I've never bedded down with a blank, and I'm not going to start now." You can fill in the blank.
You want me to fill in the blank?
No, I'm just saying in your mind's eye, you can guess what it was. So there's just a little bit of circumstantial evidence that Babe Ruth may have been black and was just best.
Now, what's the source behind this quote?
I'm not sure. Let me look into that.
So allegedly, Ty Cobb said Jackie Robinson wasn't a first-class base runner. Is there any truth to that too? Because that's a wild story.
I have no idea. He's one of the best runners, period, of all time.
That's a wild
I think
thing.
he was a 4-sport star at UCLA.
I think he still has some track records at UCLA.
He did track, baseball, basketball, and football.
Yeah. No, he's one of the best athletes ever.
Yeah.
This is funny on MLB.com. Author says Cobb's reputation built on tails. And he says, born a Southerner in 1886. Now, I'm just going to stop it right there and say the odds are pretty high.
Right.
If you were in the South in 1886, that you probably was a little racist, dog.
He's from Georgia. I forget what town. Narrows, Georgia. I don't even know where that is.
Yeah, so MLB has a whole piece about how he was not a racist. And I don't know. I think if there's pieces about how you're not a racist,
Like
you
doth
might be a
protest too
racist.
much. Yeah.
I don't know. Like there's not a lot of there's no pieces about him being, a garbage truck driver because he wasn't a garbage truck driver. So it's like this sounds like a little bit of
Yeah.
PR cleanup. But I don't know. I don't know him. I've heard of his name before. I don't even know nothing about him. But I mean back then that was the vibe, there was a distinct separation culturally. Like Abraham Lincoln on record saying
Abraham
black
Lincoln
men-
had some insane things to say.
Oh, he was a super racist.
Yeah.
But he gets attributed to freeing the slaves a lot for the purposes of he's a good guy. But I just think he wanted to get reelected.
And it was a wartime measure. It's like, I know how we can cripple their economy. We'll free all their slaves.
Yep.
Yeah.
And he was like I said, he's on record saying the black man will always be inferior to the white man. That's like the definition of racism.
Yeah.
He also, I believe, wanted to send all the slaves back to Africa. He wanted them gone.
Well, James Monroe did that. So the country of Liberia,
yeah.
is their capital is Monrovia, and so he's like, hey, you guys just go back there. Have your
Is that still what it's called?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, still the capital of Liberia is Monrovia.
I still think Babe Ruth might have been black, and he was just the greatest baseball player ever.
And so what was
so nobody cared.
What was the time difference between Ruth and Jackie Robinson?
Jackie Robinson
20 years,
was
30
late
years?
40s, yeah.
Okay, so Ruth played until the 30s, so it's only like a 15-year difference. That would have been something if he just did like a, calls his shot in the World Series, like the famous thing, and he gets post-game preferences. And by the way, I'm black.
That also supposedly was fake.
I know, but it's
Yeah.
a famous
Right.
fable.
I feel like, do you think he could have been like, I'm black, and people would have cared, or no?
I think people would have cared.
I think they would have cared, but like they would have been like, well, it's fucking Babe Ruth. Like,
Yeah,
I feel like he could have really. They would have been like, well, like, I know everybody's really racist and everything, but
Yeah.
like, if Babe Ruth is black, like,
well, that was the famous like when Bear Bryant, you know that story?
no,
So Bear Bryant had all Alabama, like Forrest Gump era 60s, all white football team, and then they had a regular season game against USC, and they had like Sam Bam Cunningham, and all like USC had a fully integrated team, and USC beat the brakes off Alabama. And the next year, Bear Bryant was like, we got to integrate.
Man, my dad was actually telling me a story about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was born after that, but like all the brothers would play like on West Coast schools.
Mhm.
He was telling me why he went to the Southwest, and why he didn't go to the SEC. But he actually went to school with I don't know if you know who Freeman McNeil is.
I don't think so. No.
Freeman McNeil was a running back for the Jets. He was all pro.
Okay.
And he was telling me all those stories about how they didn't want the brothers back then.
Yeah.
Pops is a little more.
Well, and that supposedly that's why Walter Payton, like the HSBCs, that they were like that was like a Grambling and all those schools were like better football programs 50 years ago than they are today, is because the SEC, even once they integrated, they didn't want all of them. So you had a lot of those local schools in the South that would get a Walter Payton, a Jerry Rice, like these unbelievable talents, because they were still like, we got to at least be 50-50.
I mean, when was Jerry Rice in college? 80s?
I think he started probably the late 70s.
Yeah, late 70s, early
Yeah.
late 70s, early 80s. Yeah.
Because he was not on the first Joe Montana Super Bowl team, but he was on the second one. So I think his first year is maybe 83. So then he would have been in college before that, late 70s.
Not that long ago.
Not a disturbingly short amount of time ago.
Yeah, 81 to 84. He was at Mississippi Valley State.
Okay.
Yep.
I mean, 1984 is like the common era of college football
Yeah.
for the most part.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's like almost my lifetime.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was born in 86.
Yeah, same.
Oh, where? I didn't know that.
Yeah. Yep.
What day?
April 13th.
Who's coming up?
Yeah, but I don't acknowledge it. Ever. I haven't had a birthday party since I was 7. I remember like having my birthday party with my friends when I was 7 and being like, Mom, no more of that. That's enough of that.
I'm very against male birthday parties after the age of like
I think you
13.
you can celebrate your 21st and then your 50th.
I would even grant you from 40 on every 10.
Okay.
40, 50. And then after 60 you can do 60, 65.
Yeah.
After 70 you can do whatever you want. But from
After 75, it's like, we're just glad you're alive.
from 21 to 50, you should have no more than 3 birthday parties. As a male.
I think it should be 0.
You could talk me into that for sure.
Yeah. You don't what do you
Okay, when you say birthday parties, like you mean actual like?
Yes,
you
I
walk
do
into
not
the
mean
house and
going out to
everybody's
dinner
like,
with your wife and
Yeah,
shit like
that's
that,
fine.
obviously. I
Yeah.
mean,
Okay.
you are inviting your friends to a party to celebrate specifically your birthday.
What about you inviting some of the homies on a trip and y'all all take a dude trip?
All
that
right.
that just coincides with your birthday?
It's for to me because I don't remember me ever having a party. I've had like dinners and stuff like that, but I don't think I've ever had a birthday party.
I think that's fine.
yeah,
If you're
I've
like, we're going to go on a trip somewhere, like that's fine. But you can't send out an invitation
Ugh,
for a party to celebrate your birthday.
absolutely not.
Yeah, that's the event
it's
I'm
my
against.
Day. It's my day.
Yeah, no,
Ew.
absolutely not.
Yeah, no.
Now, what about women?
They have a difference. They play by their own rules.
Yeah, I mean,
They need to be corrected a little bit too, because now it's like
Okay,
some
hot
girls
take,
do
good one.
like a month.
Oh
They-
yeah, birthday month.
That's insane.
Yeah.
Insane.
is that
My
really
sister-
like for real?
Oh my god, my sister be like, "It's my birthday." I'm like, "Dog, your birthday was 3 weeks ago, fam."
Yeah.
Oh, after is crazy.
That's what she does.
There are a certain type of people that do that, yeah.
Yes.
Like, what are y'all doing on your birthdays? The last 3 years,
Girls? Or us?
you two specifically, yes.
Going out to the bar
Um,
with inviting my friends.
You're wearing like a tiara or something?
No.
Okay.
Last year I went to dinner with my 2 girlfriends. Year before that, went to dinner with my friends, and then me and a friend did like not a birthday bar rental, but like just rented out a part of the bar because it was both of our birthdays.
Yeah, that's all fine.
And
I'm,
then-
I'm talking about
the year before that, I think, like went to dinner. Nothing crazy for any of them.
But there's a steakhouse in Chicago that's made for Instagram.
Oh, Maple and Ash.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
they're
had-
right on
I-
the menu.
I have yes.
Happy fucking birthday.
Happy fucking birthday, Jessica. Okay, like that
what is this?
Maple and Ash.
Yeah.
I've heard of the restaurant.
Yeah.
But what's the happy fucking birthday?
They will like print out a menu for a girl's birthday, or supposedly a guy too, although I've never seen that done.
Yes.
Where it just says across the menu, it's printed on
Happy
fucking birthday. And every girl will post the picture holding up the menu. It's my birthday.
Nice.
Yeah.
It's my birthday. Yeah. I'm not a birthday. I don't like celebrating my own birthday. I like going all out for other people's birthdays. Like I'll do something for like my friend's birthday, but I'm like, I don't want to do it for me.
Okay. Yeah, and I think I'm with that as well.
Yeah.
My
But I
favorite
think-
birthday of mine was like 2020, 21, one of those, 21. And I talked to like 2 people.
Yeah. Elite.
Didn't talk to anybody. I sat in my room and I made this dope ass beat from scratch, wrote a whole song, and it's one of my favorite songs I've done. And it's actually out. You can listen to it. It's called Go Up on Bohemia. It's that I wrote that on my birthday. That just was a great. That's my just a vibe by myself away from everybody. I enjoyed it.
That's a gift of solitude. That's the greatest gift of
Yeah.
all.
100%. And
Yeah.
I had a lady at the time. She was just like, "I'm gonna let you be." I'm like, "Yeah," because I don't like the, "Hey, it's your birthday." I especially don't like hearing from people a lot, especially if I don't talk to you. I'm like,
Yeah.
it's just like obligatory. I don't know.
You don't want people
I-
writing on your Facebook
Maybe-
wall.
I
Maybe
always
it's
had this
feminine.
take about Facebook. There is no reason to ever wish someone a happy birthday on Facebook. If you have their phone number, you should call or text them if you care.
Call?
Well, if you really care to tell them happy birthday,
Ooh.
I don't know that I want to be receiving,
Yeah.
happy birthday call. But or if you don't have their phone number, you shouldn't be telling
Correct.
them happy birthday.
Correct.
It's the small talk that I can't. You know what I'm saying? Like that's why I don't like calling people unless we have something to talk about. Unless it's somebody I like, whatever. Then we can shoot the shit. But like, I can't. Like, if you was to call me like, "Yo, happy birthday, man," I'm like, "Thanks.
Yeah.
How's everything?"
You're right.
Oh, it's cool. How's everything with you? Ah, it's good, man. You know how it is. Yep. How's the family? Family's good, man. That's cool, man. How's your family? My family's good too, man. That's crazy, man. Okay, yeah. All right, man. I ain't want nothing, man. Why the fuck are you calling me?
Yeah, send me a text next time.
But then
Yeah,
I always
don't
if
call
I
Just thumbs up.
if no, but if I'm texting someone like happy birthday, like I always feel so weird. Like
Yeah.
they don't. I assume they don't.
I got
really
one for
care.
you. I got one for you. Next birthday of somebody in your life, text them happy G Day. Throw it off.
I feel like that would feel odd coming from me.
Exactly.
Do it to PFT on Friday.
Yeah.
Okay.
Friday.
Okay. I'll send it in the macro group chat.
Matter of fact, all Macrodosians, that'd be funny as hell. On his birthday, on Friday this week, he's just gonna get a whole bunch of happy G days.
Yeah.
Happy B days.
Yeah.
It'll be very confusing.
That's just how I talk normally with happy G Day, my dude. Like that's just how we do
Yeah.
it. I know a couple of clips around my way. We always do happy C Day, but it'd be funny to do PFT a whole bunch of happy G days. We'll do it.
And then when you're in a group chat and it's someone's birthday and someone says happy birthday, now you're in a terrible spot. I still don't do it.
I got to tell you, I don't really do group chats.
Really?
I have left multiple group chats. I don't like coming back to my phone.
What?
Yeah, I hate the group chat. I have some for like work, but
Why? This is interesting.
I hate seeing all the notifications. I don't want any part of that. So if you want to talk to me, you have my number. We can text individually. I don't need a group chat.
You don't have like a group of fellas
No, like, and we
that
do.
you like really fuck with, and like that's when the memes fly and the jokes get funny. Like it could be a great time, especially if like there's a sporting event on or something everybody can commonly get around. We all talking shit to each other. Like it's a fun time.
Maybe if I had a different job, but I feel like when sporting events are going on, like I'm on Twitter, I'm doing stuff anyways. So I have like we have that we're all like, it's about to be our 20th reunion, and our group from our high school, we're all going to play in like a men's league tournament together. So there's like 12 guys in that group for like from the hockey team. And those guys, I'm like still tight with, we'll say 4 of them. And the other 8, I don't have any problems with, like whatever, just haven't kept in touch. But that group chat, I'm getting pretty close to leaving that one too. And I like all those guys a lot, but it's just like, all right, it's a little bit much. It's a little bit much.
I've got
I
a
thrive in
couple.
group chats. I love them.
Like I wouldn't want to be in more than 3, certainly.
Okay.
But I've got one that is popping most days,
Mm-hmm.
and then 2 others that are every other to every 3 days.
Talk to me when you're 38.
Okay.
See how you feel about that.
Yeah, I mean,
But I guess, you're an 86 too.
I like them because I have a few group chats that I guess you just kind of understand the temperature in the room, right?
Yeah.
A lot of them is just pure informative, right? All right, we got to do this, we got to X this, that, boom, 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 and now I don't mind that, right? But some of them is like, so I got a group chat with all my buddies I went to high school with, like, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I would say I'm like close with like 2 of them, but like it's so good to hear from them, hearing how they're doing. Something goes off, pop it. We all friends, right? But I was like, I would call 2 of them like my brothers, right? But still, I love the dudes, right? And I have a group chat with buddies I went to college with, right? So all our signing class, we signed in 04. Our whole signing class is in that group chat. And that shit's fun as hell, right?
Yeah.
And I don't get along with everybody in there, but that could be entertaining as well. I've had shut the fuck up, bitch ass nigga. I've had those conversations on there.
Okay.
But you stay in because it's like, even though I don't really fuck with you that much, I respect the journey we went through together, right?
Yeah.
And it's fun seeing how everybody like tap in with each other. You know what I'm saying? And there's love at the end of the day. I got this Macrodosing group chat. That's fun. That has its place as well. I got a golf group chat where it's like a couple of the fellas that we all get together. We always go like, who's going today? Let's set up tea time, that type shit. And the jokes fly in there too. I don't know, man. I like group chats. It brings everybody together. You get to see personality through text. I believe sometimes.
Maybe it's my group chats are lacking. Maybe that's the problem.
I think, you know what?
Yeah.
Wait, let's get in a group chat, man.
All right.
no, that I want to be in that. That could be a good group.
We could just be like,
Yeah.
what was Ken Griffey Jr.'s number?
We'll put Brandon in that.
Yeah.
No, I want a group chat that, let's say, 3 times a day there's just a 5-minute name this guy.
Okay.
Let's do it. Let's
that's
Even
perfect.
once a day.
Okay. Once a day is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
random Barstool employees that you guys are cool with.
I'm
And
going to
let's put
start that
somebody
right
in there
now.
Let's put somebody in that you're not cool with too. That's what
Okay.
makes group chats fun. And you stay in there, you stick it out, and you can even be like, bro, shut the fuck. Ain't nobody talking to you. They be like, what's up? Hey, hold on, man. Like that kind of shit's fun to me. I don't know. Like,
Put White Sox
I enjoy-
Dave in that group chat.
All right.
Yeah, and I'll talk shit to him directly.
All right, so I've
about
got
his
y'all,
movies, last
Brandon,
movie
White
in
Sox
Barstool
Dave.
Survivor.
Okay.
Who else do we think would like to just name some dudes?
Blutman would.
Yeah, he's in there.
Oh yeah, I want Blutman in there.
Maybe Chuck.
What about Quiggs?
Quig
What about cuz
seems like
with the glasses, they call it the stats dude.
Che?
Steven?
Yeah,
Stephen
Che.
Che.
oh Che would yeah.
Yeah. And you just invite everybody who's like, what's up?
Well, you have to add
This
Nick
is a
if
group-
Arian's in it.
Yeah.
I'll put Terani.
Add my favorite
Also,
white
Nick
boy.
Terani,
I
Nick
love him.
Terani, low key, like very big ball knower.
Oh, he hides it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like he would be good at that kind of thing.
Definitely would.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just fellas getting together
Damn,
on a Barstool group chat, man. We
All
just
right.
trying to pop Chief Cherry on a
No,
group
I'm not
chat.
jealous.
I know. I don't want to be in this, but like I kind of want to like just like they'd be like,
Watch from the sideline.
yeah,
We'll have Big T send you screenshots.
yeah, just me screenshots.
Yeah,
I'll
keep
be
you.
fine, I think.
We have a group chat.
I know we do.
That's true.
Who's in that one?
Just me, Madeline McKenzie, the young adults on
Okay.
the show.
So when you guys need to talk shit
They
about
be
PFT.
Correct.
Yeah, they be talking shit about me and PFT.
when there are issues that arise and we need to yes. But we're upfront about that. It's not a situation where
Oh, yeah.
if you're not aware of the side group chat, you're not in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all know you're not. In it.
You're one of the gals. I
I'm
like
sure
it.
you and PFT talk about us.
We do not.
Never forget.
Oh, okay, well,
We do not.
You're not in the group
I'll tell you.
chat.
I'll tell you how I feel to your face, BT. I
That's
will
true.
do that. And it's all good vibes.
100%.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of which, I got a little flack from last episode. People apparently thought I was being rude and back when I was laughing at her Josh
Oh
Allen.
no.
Oh.
Johnny. Hey, bro.
We look
It's
at
all
the game
love,
of football
fam.
in very
Like-
different perspectives.
Yeah, I think you like Josh Allen for the reason you like Josh Allen. I think it's funny that people feel sorry for him.
Right.
Apologize.
Because you were there.
I think it's hilarious. But yeah, no, I love Mac, and Mac loves me. It's not like that.
Yeah, I was
Relax,
not
people.
offended whatsoever.
No.
We have different perspectives, so
Yeah,
I think that's
yeah.
okay.
it's all good.
Ebo got to be in this
Oh.
group chat.
Mm.
He's good at that. All right.
Connor Griffin?
Dude, any
Would he like that, you think?
I think he could get involved.
I'll put him in. He can leave if he wants.
Leave on your own.
Is
terms.
Brandon in it?
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah. All right.
Can you name the list?
Currently, it's Arian, Chief, Brandon, White Sox, Dave, Blutman, Che, Terani, and Ebo.
That's
That's
a
a
good
good group.
list.
Yeah, it's a solid crew.
It's a wide net.
We don't want to get. I feel like this needs to be capped at like 12,
Yeah, you
Oh,
can't.
I was
get-
gonna say
Maybe-
like, what is it at right
maybe
now?
even 10.
Yeah. And if someone leaves, maybe like a different person can take their spot.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a starting lineup, but it just
yeah,
rotates.
just be like, yo, what's up, man? This is just everybody getting together in a group chat to shoot the shit with some unlikely characters getting together. Talk sports.
Let's take a quick break to talk about Pardon My Cheesesteak. Ordering Pardon My Cheesesteak for your game day meal or late night eats is the best play call you can make. Now through the end of the football season, get free delivery by using code AWL. Pick your favorite cheesesteak made with thinly sliced steak, melted provolone, mouth-watering cheese sauce, and caramelized onions on a toasted hoagie roll. Order the popular Big Cat combo and get your choice of cheesesteak, fries, and a drink. Go to pardonmycheesesteak.com to order with code AWL for free delivery. All right. We've made it through precisely one sports conspiracy. We've been sitting here for about 3.5 hours. I don't know how much of that has been recorded. Chief, what's your top one?
From your list?
No,
Or in general?
if you have some on your own.
Well, I do love this Lakers-Kings Western Conference Final one that you put on the list because I remember watching that live being like, what the fuck is going on? And it felt like the fix was in real time. And I know you're a Lakers guy. I loved that Sacramento Kings team. Like that team was so fun with Paige.
Oh, they're fun to watch.
Chris
Really, right? I love
Webber.
both.
Yeah. And it
Love it.
felt like they were
Bibby.
finally gonna break through. And then it was just like, well, What if we gave the Lakers 40 foul shots in the fourth quarter? And then when the Donaghy stuff came out after, and he kind of made a reference to that it was like the league wanted the Lakers to win. And I think that I like this one because I think it happens more than we realize. Like I thought Josh Allen, I felt bad for him too. Because I thought a few calls in that game, particularly that interception where like that ball hit the ground.
He caught that.
That ball hit the ground.
What are you talking? Like, okay, you can trap a ball as long as it doesn't move. That is in the NFL rule book. It's not if it hits the grounds. It's if you catch it and it hits the ground and it doesn't move, that's still a catch.
Yeah, like this is the old Calvin Johnson, Wayne Corbett rule. I felt like that ball moved a little bit. Wayne Corbett, what's his number?
No, it did not move.
I've never heard of that guy in my life.
He was a great receiver for the Jets in like the 90s and early 2000s.
You ever heard of Wayne Corbett? Not a ball knower.
That's not a ball knower.
That's before
I'm getting tired of people your generation not knowing older dudes.
I know plenty of older dudes, just not him.
Pause.
Corbett is like a...
I said I know that you can... No, that's not... That was a stretch.
All right, let's get back to this Josh Allen thing because, bro, they did not do enough to win that game. They just didn't. They didn't play well enough. And Josh Allen played okay.
But they didn't play well enough, and they barely lost.
But this is what I'm saying. He didn't do anything spectacular in that game. He made
I agree.
To me, his best plays was his legs, right?
Yeah.
His best play was his legs. I don't think he played like in order to beat somebody like Patrick Mahomes, who is a phenomenal talent, and that Chiefs defense who played really well. Like, you got to do something good. And to me, John Gruden said it the best. Is it John Gruden? Yeah. He work at Barstool.
Yeah, John Gruden. Yeah.
John Gruden said it the best. He's like, and this is a thing, and this is why I be laughing at cats who say, sorry for Josh Allen, because we have like saying it in ball, it's like, dog, like you can talk about the refs all day, but when it came down to it and your offense needed a yard, you didn't get it.
Yeah.
You made it debatable. And that's an old saying. If my offense needs a yard and we can't get it, we do not deserve to win. Period.
I agree with everything you just said. I think but going back to that Lakers Kings series, that one to me felt pretty obvious. But I do think that there are certain teams that the league, and I feel like this happens in hockey a lot too, where it's like we don't want to have these small market kind of loser teams that nobody is going to watch that's a casual fan. Like, we want to have the New York Rangers and the LA Kings. We don't want to have New Jersey against San Jose. Like that. So I do think that there's sometimes from like a ratings and in a business sense that it would make sense if the league was like, hey, like, don't make it obvious, but it'd be nice if the bigger market teams made it.
I think that happens for sure.
Yeah.
I think there's not like, we need you to cheat for this team to win, but
Right.
they're like, if it's close at the end and there's a call that's marginal, it could be a
Right.
foul, it might not, you call it.
Right.
See, and that's what that would be above my pay grade. There would be no way of me knowing that, right?
Yeah.
I highly doubt it. I think what's more probable that happens rather than Roger Goodell passing the word down saying we need ratings, because if there's one thing the NFL doesn't need is ratings. It's the most watched sport in America.
Yeah.
Right. And so what makes more sense to me is there is preferential treatment to superstar non-running quarterbacks. And this has always been the case. When you go back to Tom Brady, Peyton Manning, Drew Brees, all these cats, you couldn't touch them. You know, there was an era where you could, but then they were that first era that they started to transition out of it because Brady got hurt, and the Patriots went 11-5, by the way. But Brady had got hurt, right? And they was like, we can't have the faces of the league taking these hits. And so what started to happen is they started giving more preferential treatment to just and it was the non-running quarterbacks, by the way, because Cam Newton used to get his ass ate up.
Yeah.
Right. A lot of these running
That's
quarterbacks, and it was because they. True. It's because, not on my behalf, on his, right?
Yeah.
Whatever you're into though, but it's because the running quarterbacks, they were better with their legs, so there was less leeway given to them by the defense. I mean, by the refs towards the defense, and this is why I'm like, then just stop running. If you can't, just don't bend the rules. Stop running if you can't run. Now I say all that to say, like, I mean, shit, Tom Brady had a rule made at the tuck rule. I was a Raider fan growing up. That is the biggest cry. I was a fucking fumble. He let that shit go. That was a fumble, and that was one of his Super Bowls, right?
Yep.
He be getting lucky a lot. that there were rules invented to protect these quarterbacks. And so what's more likely, in my opinion, is just what I said. They're taking care of their superstar quarterback, so you're more likely to get a flag. It doesn't make, because Chiefs is not a big market.
I think it's
Kansas
a little.
is not a big market.
I think it's different in the NFL because they're the salary structure and the money is always pretty even. Where baseball, football is so big. Like football is in a different category, but baseball, hockey, basketball, I do think the market size matters. Like if the Bulls go on a run, I will be watching every game and enjoying it and going like crazy for the Bulls. The second they get knocked out, I'm out on the NBA. Like I'm probably at this point, I'm probably just not watching it. So I do think, and this same thing with like the lottery, which is on the list here too, where like I do think they fixed that. So Patrick Ewing would go to the Knicks.
That's on our list too.
Yeah. And I think they fixed it the year the Bulls got Derrick Rose, hometown kid. They had like a 1.9% chance of winning the lottery, getting the number one pick. The 1 year the Bulls win the lottery is when they can get that guy and kind of revamp the franchise.
All right. Well, we'll explain this. Why would the league, if it's about ratings, why would the league block a Chris Paul trade to a prime Kobe Bryant to the Los Angeles Lakers, the biggest market in sports, other than, I don't know, the Yankees maybe. You know what I'm saying? Los Angeles Lakers are. So if this is the goal, if the goal is we want the Lakers to get preferential treatment for ratings, why would you stop that trade as a league commissioner?
That's a good question. When did that trade happen? Was Kobe Bryant still blacklisted at that point though?
No, this was
later in his career.
Okay.
This was prime Kobe Bryant and prime Chris Paul. And I was pissed. I was mad as fuck that they blocked this shit.
Maybe 2010-ish.
So that was when they...
I think it was before that. I think it was like 2000...
No, it was after they won the titles.
Well, then he had the second two. I think it was in between.
It could have been.
I think it was after Kobe and
after his
Shaq.
three-peat.
Yeah.
After the three-peat, but before the other ones with Paul Gasol.
Right. So I think in that one he had
December 8th, 2011.
Oh,
okay. So that's after.
Then you know what?
No, yeah, it was after the 08 and 09.
Okay. Yeah, so then you're right about that for sure.
But that kind of shit don't make no sense to me. And so I just think that people now the NBA shit where they came out and they were actually there for betting reasons and they was involved with like the mafia and that type shit. Like, shit I think happened. And they blacklisted AI too. Mm-hmm. He was not getting a lot of the calls, and that's why he was getting beat up. But I was golfing with Clyde Drexler probably like last week, right? Mm-hmm. Good fucking golfer, by the way. He scratched.
Number 22.
But yeah, with the
Blazers.
Blazers, yep.
Yeah.
So I was golfing with him, and we ended up having a conversation afterwards. And I was like, "How much do you watch ball?" He's like, "I don't really watch it like that anymore." And I was like, "Dog, I love ball, right?" And I understand how when people talk to me about football, they could be like, "I have a take, but like you tell me because you more the expert, right?" I was the same way. Like I love basketball, dog. So I was like, "Tell me what you feel." I was like, "Basketball is whack as fuck now because of all of the rule changes and yada." And he agreed with all of that shit. He's like, "It's hard." He's like, "I can't even watch this shit anymore." And so when I look at all of the factors involved, I think it's more so the happenstance of all the variables rather than a direct agenda by an evil mastermind. You know what I mean? Like it makes more sense because the league got rid of hand checking because they didn't like the physicality of it, right? Which that's what made us, your generation, fall in love with the game. Yeah. Yes, but also we don't look at like a lot of these, like James Harden. Love James Harden. That's my dude. Cool. But like, I don't look at his 3-point stats like I look at,
Reggie Miller.
I don't know. Well, even Reggie. Yeah. But he played in a different era. Yeah. Right. And so like this era is just, it's all step backs and it's Euro ball.
Right.
And they did that to appeal to a broader global game, which it worked, but you're losing a lot of American viewership in my opinion. But I say all that to say, I just don't, the tinfoil hat conspiracies about sports being rigged, especially with the Chiefs, it be killing me because it's like I'll be looking at some of the calls and I'm like, dog, that's a good call. Like the face mask. People were complaining about the face mask. Who was it?
We got him like up by the eye a little bit, right?
Yeah. He swiped his hand across the face and he pulled his head, that's gonna get called every single time. That's a face mask. Like you don't have to grab it at a certain, you know what I mean? Like I got called for a face mask as a running back by stiff arming a dude and my pinky got caught. I got fined for that shit. $10,000. Right? They call that type shit.
There's definitely some
Like-
missed calls though too.
But that's like if Mac, if me and you was to watch a game together, we sit down in our ball 101 class, and we used to watch a game. I could show you holding on every single play. I could show you blocking in the back on every single play. I could show you defensive holding. I could show you pass interference. They have to mitigate it in a way that humanizes the sport, and you're not watching the refs all game.
Yeah.
So like I liked the last way it was officiated for this reason. They were letting people play. They had some calls, but that's ball. But I feel like they let them play more so than in a lot of playoff games I've seen in the last couple of years. I enjoyed that. Let these motherfuckers play. Shit happen. You're gonna make some calls. You're gonna miss some calls. But that's why I say, dog. In an offensive room, we always say, dog, if you can't get this yard, you don't deserve to win.
Yeah, and I like that mentality too. I will say I am just at the point where I'm sick of the Kansas City Chiefs. So I wanted, and I'm kind of feeling that way about the Eagles too.
Yeah.
I wanted.
Really?
Yeah, and I don't know what it is. Maybe I just have too much Philly exposure, but I wanted Washington and Buffalo. I thought that would have been a really fun, kind of fresh, new teams in the Super Bowl. We just had Eagles and Chiefs, 3 years ago?
Two.
2 years ago. So
And then the Eagles were in it in 17, so
Yeah.
they've been to 3 of the last 8?
right. So I don't know. I was ready for some new blood in there.
But Arian, would you say Patrick Mahomes gets the Tom Brady-esque treatment as what you were saying?
Yeah, absolutely.
Like not as much as Josh Allen doesn't really.
No, because he runs.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all I wanted to say.
He's a running quarterback. So his skill set is a detriment to him. Like if you're a physical quarterback, they're less likely to pull the flag out. Patrick Mahomes soft.
Yeah.
And I don't mean
Clip
that like
it.
as a man. I don't know that man. But I'm saying it's like your play style is not physical. Every
Right.
time you get out the pocket, you're gonna slide. Every time Josh Allen get out the pocket, he's gonna try to get as many yards as he can, and he's gonna try to punish a DB, which I like. Right? I think that should be rewarded as a quarterback if you're able to do that. Patrick Mahomes can't do that, so he'll get out when he can, and he'll slide, and then he'll flop. Like I hate that shit. Don't get me wrong, but they've been doing that shit for
Forever.
years.
Yeah.
And you either change the rules, they should get rid of sliding. I don't know what the fuck that is, dog. Sliding. That shit is whack. We are out here as men. If you can't run, don't fucking run if you can't run. Get your ass down.
Yeah. If you cross the line of scrimmage, you're like everybody else.
Free game. Nah,
Yeah.
it should be free game behind the line of scrimmage.
Yeah.
Give a fuck.
No, I agree.
How-
I do like the Brady rule they put in. Like you kind of have to hit them in the strike zone because like I don't
fuck
want
that.
you don't
No,
like
but
that?
now, okay,
No.
the head, fine.
No.
But now I agree with you for the most part. Like, football's a violent game. It should be allowed to be what it is. But if you want to try to not make people get hit in the head, fine, whatever. You're not going to be able to fix that at this point. But when they were like, oh, also you can't hit them below like the thigh. I mean, that's fucking ridiculous. Now you've got
You can't slam them. You can't slap them in the head.
you can't land on top of them when you tackle
So
them.
I
touch them.
the plant leg where they go into the plant leg, that the one that Brady got hurt on, that one to me is like that is almost like like a high risk of a big injury. I get the roughing the passer when it's like 10 years ago, if you shove a guy right after he releases the ball, it's 15 yards. That drives me crazy. But I don't want quarterbacks getting torn ACLs all the time.
I do.
Ari, you'll agree with me on this. Tell me
Yeah, I
this.
do.
You're talking about intentionally trying to injure people, and I'm not advocating for that. It's, but football is a violent collision sport with people who are out there trying to hurt you.
Yeah.
Like and if you have a quarterback that hey, if we knock this guy out of the game, we have a much better chance of winning. That's part of the game.
Yeah.
It's a violent game, and they're trying to legislate all of that out of it and go play,
I want it to be more physical than what it is currently, but I do think certain plays are more
Think about
inherently
this.
dangerous.
They are.
very
It's a
interesting.
dangerous game.
I was think about this, dog. The wide receivers I grew up on, right? The wide receivers I grew up on, like David Boston,
Oh.
you know what I'm saying? Like Randy Moss. And he was light in the ass, right? So he didn't go over the middle too much. You had to have a big ass receiver that could catch and run, because you couldn't go over the middle.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis would tear your ass up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
All these linebackers would tear your ass up. Now, look at the receivers in the league.
Oh, they're all slack
They're
guys.
all 5'7",
Yeah.
5'8",
They're soccer players.
160 pounds
Yeah.
because you can't hit them no more.
Yeah.
Now, if you change those rules, they're gonna start looking for taller receivers now because now that slant route means something.
Yeah. No.
Because as a defender, where am I supposed to hit these? I can't hit these niggas up top. I can't hit these below. I can't hit them when they're not looking at me. When can I hit them? I have to ask them, yo, man, we kind of in the same vicinity. Can I get you down on the ground? Is that cool?
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
But you are right though, because that was always like one of my favorite things of football was like the guys getting hit over the middle. Like you're not looking, well, you should be looking.
Who's the receiver who said every time I ran across the middle, I had to think to myself, I either catch this football or I go back to the projects.
Oh, I don't know.
And he was like, that's how I had to tell myself,
Yeah.
like, you gotta catch the
Make a
fucking
play.
ball.
Yeah, make a play.
Do y'all remember Ricky Waters?
Yeah, of course.
I bet
Notre
you
Dame,
do. Ricky
Eagles.
Waters, and I think he's a Hall of Fame running back, right? 10,000 plus
Mm-hmm.
rushing yards. He's beautiful to watch, dog. I love watching him run. But I think this play don't got it. Is he in Hall of Fame? I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
Yeah. I think because it's this play. He went across the middle and he kind of like, Tyrannosaurus armed it, so he didn't really go for it. And after the game, they asked him, why didn't you stretch out? And he said, for who?
Oh.
Right? He didn't want to take that hit, right?
Yeah.
Now, that is the norm.
Yeah.
That's the norm. Like, you don't want to take the hit.
Yeah.
You don't have to. You don't have to. But in that era, it was like, oh, that's soft as shit.
Yeah.
Not a team guy, because you ain't a part of this physical sport. It's just crazy how the game has changed. And it's like, as a fan watching, I like watching NFL because the ball that's being played is at a high level, right? Skill sets, like I love watching them play. But it's just like some of the shit I just can't, like these low ass receivers. Like there was little receivers that went across Wayne Corbett, right? There was little receivers that went Hines Ward that went across the middle and was tough. That would, they outlawed crackbacks too. Crackback blocks, remember that?
Crackback blocks were awesome. Awesome.
Dog, I watch football to lay motherfuckers out.
Yeah.
Now, the hypocrisy in it to me is, we want to protect player safety. No, you don't. You have Thursday night games.
Yeah.
That shit's the worst for you. Hid, this is on record, you hid concussion studies for decades. You are currently in litigation. This is right now. They are currently in litigation for trying to sabotage retired NFL's player benefits for concussions, for player performance, workman's comp, all this. This is all in litigation, and they're about to lose this case. All right. And so you're sitting here telling me you care about player safety, so you want to change the rules, but you out here stifling players' benefits.
Yeah.
You won't give them health care afterwards. The only major sport in America that doesn't give their players free health care. So it's like conflicting messages, obviously hypocrisy. I understand the players' health more than anybody. I was a running back and played the sport. But I'm also like, if you sign up to play this game, play the shit.
Yeah.
And we all took that risk. And there's a little bit of bitterness in me too, because we used to go to like training camp. And in training camp, it's like a war. It was. I don't know how it is now. But it was like, dog, it's two practices a day. And they started curtailing it when I was in the league. They stopped doing it as heavy. But it was like 2 practices a day, and you going to get linebackers 1-on-1s, 9-on-7s. It was hard. Shit hurt. And then the quarterbacks got the red jerseys on, and they don't get touched.
Yeah.
They don't get touched in practice. They don't get touched in the game. But then I gotta listen to how they're the greatest football player of all time. Like, get the fuck out of here with that bullshit. I hate that shit, dog. Like, they don't play
Which
what we
probably,
play. Huh?
and nobody would ever do this. You're not going to put your quarterback in harm's way during practice. I understand that. But like, then the first time these guys get hit for real in a game, they get hurt.
Yeah. I also think that to the training camp point, I feel like it takes the NFL like a month before it becomes a good product now. Like it feels like everybody is slow out of the gates because they're not getting the same amount of reps and the same speed and all that you used to have, like what Arian's talking about, where it was like full speed in camp, and now it's just not.
I think the same thing holds true for guys like coming into the league now. Everybody goes to 3 colleges.
Yeah.
You don't have any sort of development. Then you get to the NFL. They expect you to know how to play football the way they want you to, and you've been in 3 different systems. You have no idea what's going on, and now guys aren't like, it takes them 2 or 3 years to be at the level that they would have otherwise been at way earlier.
Yeah, that's a good point too.
It's their fault. It's the NCAA's fault.
Yeah.
And Kobe said this before he passed. He said, the NBA's like that as well. And I talked to Clyde about this as well. Like the skill set. He's like, dog, they have high schooler skill sets right now. He said in the NBA, he said these guys have high schooler skill sets because they're not developing. He's like, and it's exactly what you said, but it's the NCAA's fault because instead of labeling your employees, you want to call them amateurs, and now you found a back way to pay them because you had so much backlash behind it, and then now they're making all this money and you lost control, and now it's just it's a free for all, but because you didn't address it when you had the opportunity to say, okay, these are employees, let's pay the employees. We could have had an established running working system a long time ago, but they avoided it by calling us student athletes for decades. And this is the bed they got to lay in. And now the game is suffering. It's hard for me to watch college football. It's just bad ball being played. It's bad.
I mean, you look at the teams in the playoff this year, like there wasn't any good quarterback play.
It's also dragged out.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to fix the calendar.
Yeah.
Tighten that shit up. I forgot who was playing.
The problem is, and the ratings were bad too, and it was borne out in that.
Oh, really? I didn't even know that.
It was like 22. It was the lowest playoff championship game except for the COVID year and Georgia TCU, which was 65-7.
Wow.
And it was Ohio State playing Notre Dame.
Right, two of the biggest brands.
The problem is the way to do that would be to get rid of conference championship games. That shortens it a week. They'll never do that. You could start the season could start a week earlier.
I would get rid of conference championship games. The conferences are bullshit now.
Yeah, but they'll never do it
because
it's too much money.
Yeah. Sucks.
I don't hate that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Cause I don't. There's no point in conference championships anymore.
I do think they should just like have a super league of 60 or 70 teams and just make it regional again. And then if you want to have a normal 8-9 game schedule,
if we just go back to the way everything was in 2011, it was perfect. It was the best sport on the planet, and that it all got fucked up when Texas A&M and Missouri, for some reason, joined the SEC, and that's when everything went to shit. Not immediately, but that started everything going to shit.
And like same thing with like Nebraska, and like when Nebraska, Rutgers, and Maryland are in the Big Ten, I'm like, what are we doing here?
Maryland it's not.
And then now Maryland can't. And like, I could talk about this for 17 hours.
We've already gone. Let's just keep. I just want to talk about ball, and I want to fix problems with ball. Let's problem solve.
Did you watch that 30 for 30, the Requiem for the Big East?
Yeah.
Okay, where they had the former commissioner of the Big East, and they were debating about whether or not to let Penn State in to the Big East, and they're like, nah, like we're a basketball conference. And that was really the first domino that ruined like all the conferences.
The Big East was an awesome football conference 15 years ago.
It was. West Virginia had good teams, Louisville had good teams, Pitt, and like Boston College going to the ACC and Miami going to the ACC. There's just like too much movement that, and you lose these. Like, I love the rivalries. Can you imagine if you didn't get to play Florida every year?
No, I mean, like games like Tennessee, Kentucky, or Tennessee, Florida are going to be probably every other year now instead of every year.
Disgusting.
I agree.
So,
I hated Texas. I hated Oklahoma going to the SEC.
Yeah.
I hated the disbanding of the Big 12. I think they should have kept the Big 12, but kicked some motherfuckers out. Like kick Colorado out of the Big 12, like kick a couple motherfuckers out. And I think they should put Miami and Florida State in the SEC. That would be a much better.
So there was talk of, throughout the last 10, 15 years when all this realignment's been happening, there was talk of, I think, Miami, Florida State, Georgia Tech, and somebody else.
Clemson, I think.
And Clemson.
Yeah.
And all of and they needed a certain amount of votes, and Georgia, Florida, South Carolina, and Louisville maybe instead of Georgia Tech. It was one of those. But all the states that already had an SEC school said, we will band together and make sure there are never the votes for any of another in-state school to get in, which would take out Clemson, Louisville, and Florida State and all those. And then A&M thought they had that sort of agreement as well, and then the rest of them were like, actually, you can go fuck yourself. You're not a real member anyway.
Right.
But yeah, that's why those schools will never be let in, because Georgia, Florida, Kentucky, South Carolina all have an agreement that they won't let that happen.
I have heard that when North Carolina's deal with the ACC expires, that they're a target for the SEC too.
I mean, at this point, it's going to be.
That's what I mean. But it's just like, then what? You're
Texas, North Carolina, the SEC game we've all been waiting for.
And then you transfer it to, and like, why does this have to apply to all the other sports? Like, give me. I still want to see Syracuse in the Big East. Like, just have Big East for basketball. Like, why do you need to have Syracuse in the ACC? Like, I don't want to see that, and I don't want to see if North Carolina leaves the SEC. We're not going to have Duke, North Carolina for college.
It'll be a great game in November.
That is exactly that will infuriate me, and it's like they are ruining this. I feel this way about America in general. Everything is about the dollar. Everything is about the dollar. We don't get good comedy movies anymore because they don't, instead of, we only made $30 million profit on an Adam Sandler movie. Let's just make
time for Marvel's 18.
Exactly. We'll make $1 billion or 500 million, whatever the number is, but like making $30 million profit's not enough to so we just haven't had a good comedy in like 15 years.
Yep.
And it's just because everyone's trying to squeeze every little penny out of everything they can, as opposed to just being like, hey, $30 million profit, that's actually pretty fucking good. But it's not to the big studios. And it's the same thing with college sports and all the other sports. It drives me fucking crazy. Everything is like, we don't have a culture. Everything is about the dollar.
College football, it's too awesome to let it go down this path. Like, truly, I love it so much. There are few things in life I love as much as college football, and they're just torching it.
And they've had so many problems where like the bowl games would be, they would have not-for-profit status. So they would have, they pay some guy to show up for work for one day. Oh, here's $4 million. You're the commissioner of the bowl game. Like, why is that guy, like, it's just all of it. All in the colleges, they're not-for-profit, all of them. So with all their billions of dollars in endowments, they're still not-for-profit. The college football, so they make all this money. Well, where's it go? We broke even. Like, how the fuck do you mean? What do you mean you broke even? Like, they are business entities and they should be treated as such.
Remember when bowl games meant something?
I used to love bowl season.
Remember when, like, if you went to the Orange Bowl, like, that was cool.
It was
and
awesome.
that was a good season.
Yeah. I remember, like, Northern Illinois made the Orange Bowl one year. They played.
And that was awesome. Jordan Lynch, that
sustained that. Like, they still talk about it. They still sell merch.
Yeah.
So
now you can't even go to the Orange Bowl because it's just part of the playoff.
Right.
And everything's about the playoff.
Anyway,
I cede the rest of my time.
So hold on, you're saying you don't like the playoff?
No, I hate it.
I think 12 is too many. I thought 6 would be the right number. So it's like half of an NFL. You get the top 2 teams have a bye. Then you have, conference champions and maybe one at large. And then that, to me, is enough.
Yeah, I got to take. I hate buys. I think buys are bullshit. So what? You played the best to get the number 1 seed. You get to play the worst team now. This is a new season.
Yeah.
I think there should be NFL, NBA. Well, I don't fuck. College football, no fucking buys, dog. After the season, everybody's 0-0, and we all start from scratch. Fuck that shit.
All right, make it 8. You talked me into it. It's 8 teams. Nobody gets a bye.
Yeah, no buys. Let's get this shit cracking.
Yeah.
May the best man win. Good team, bad team. Well, fuck what you got. Let's line it up. I hate buys.
What I hate most about the playoff is Ohio State loses to Michigan in the biggest game of their season for the last 100 years.
It means nothing now.
Correct. That would have ended their season.
Right.
That would have been it. You had a chance. You were a 17-point favorite at home. You lost. Sorry, buddy. You're gone. They were clearly the best team in the country. No question about it. They were awesome. Mm-hmm. But they would have blown their chance in any other year except this one. But now, what would have been an incredible, awesome win for Michigan, and it still is, obviously, but that would have been something that they had forever.
Right.
Like, this unbelievable Ohio State team, $25 million roster, we knocked your ass out. And now they just go to the playoff and they kick everybody's ass and win the national championship.
And this is how college football used to be. Every week was a playoff game.
Correct. And the people that say, oh, the regular season means so much more now, they're
wrong.
Okay, so you care more about watching Arizona State and Kansas State and at the expense of Ohio State, Michigan,
exactly.
One of the coolest upsets of all time, being meaningless? That's nonsense.
That's a bad trade.
Agree.
Yeah.
And the regular season in college football used to be awesome, and it still can be. We can save it.
I think it's gone.
Yeah.
I think college sports, like I am significantly less of a sports fan today than I was 10 years ago.
I am too.
Yeah.
Even
Across
5
the
years
board,
ago.
like all sports. I think baseball kind of sucks now. The NBA is like more fun to talk about than it is to watch. I'm kind of out on the NBA. Hockey's not what it used to. Like all the sports are just not what they were.
I agree.
You know what you're describing.
Getting old.
You know, dog.
Yeah.
You know, brother.
I know.
Big T is already old.
Yeah, he was born
just-
old.
He old. He Benjamin Buttonhead ass.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, we getting old. I like my football violent, bloody, aggressive. Steve Young, those kind of John Elway, them kind of quarterbacks.
Yeah.
So like, they, you know what I mean? They'll give it to you.
And like Ronnie Lott
Begging
and
for
Bob
call.
Sanders, like you put the fear of God into people. Like that
Steve
was
Atwater, dog. Rod Woodson.
Steve
dog. Like, what are you
Atwater
talking
knocked out 3 people, including himself, in that one play. Like he just,
Yeah, bro.
yeah,
Brian Dawkins, them kind of dogs.
Yeah.
I grew up on that, and now, I'm in the era of like, cats is wearing fur and they've got to post it on Instagram before the game starts and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
Joe Burrow.
yeah. You know what I'm saying? They got a red carpet before the game and shit. You know what I'm saying? These dudes is catwalking before the fuck out of here, man. Whatever though,
Yep.
I'm old. It is what it is.
I'm old too. Sucks.
Yeah.
All right, y'all want to do one more?
Sure.
I think we've done like 1.5.
Old man yells at clowns.
Yeah.
I do have one more that I really believe. This one in particular and more, I think they've done it since.
Okay.
The NBA rigs the lottery.
Yeah.
You talked about it with Derrick Rose.
and Patrick Ewing.
The Patrick Ewing, I didn't know that was the first ever lottery.
Yep.
I learned that. But whether it was frozen or they bent a corner on the envelope, whatever they did,
Like we can't have the Knicks be terrible anymore.
that was rigged.
Yep.
And then like the
They need to
Hawks,
rig that shit again.
I guarantee you they
Basketball's
have.
better when New York is in the mix.
I
love
agree.
that shit.
I think Wemby to San Antonio was rigged. I think the Hawks winning the lottery in the worst draft of all time was rigged. They were like, fuck it, give it to the Hawks. This is
Yeah.
the worst draft ever.
Was that the big
Explain
Australian
to me
dude
this
that
real
they
quick.
got?
No, they got
Bogut?
that was this year.
Oh, is this year?
Yeah, Zachary Risachet.
Who the fuck is that?
There you go.
Yeah.
Bogut
I
went
just
to the Bucks.
Okay.
I think he was drafted.
I think
by
you're
the
right.
Bucks.
I just feel like the Knicks can't get no superstars, and I don't understand how. It's probably the biggest market in the NBA. If you nice,
I
And
think
just-
it is. Like
I
you
don't
used to,
understand why they can't get superstars,
I
bro.
don't know. And it was like Kobe. It's like the favorite arena for the visiting superstar. It's like
Yeah, that was the Mecca. That's
Right.
what they used to call it.
Yeah.
It was the double nickel game with Jordan. It's
Yep.
like he got up to play for that game, and now it's just nothing's the same, Chief. You know, nothing's the same.
It's not.
Man.
And like those Knicks, like that's when I was a kid, like Knicks and the Bulls, because I don't really remember Bulls Pistons, but I remember like the wars that the Knicks and the Bulls had when I was like 8, 9 years old. Like they would fucking kill each. And same with the Pacers. They had like Aaron McKee, and they just had a bunch of bad guys. And it was like this is gonna be a fight like this, and
Right.
and it was awesome.
You're right. And I think what is lost on a lot of these owners is, one, they don't know what the fuck they're doing. But two, they forget that the reason why rivalries develop is because of bad blood.
You're right.
Every single rivalry develops of bad blood. Somebody fighting, somebody punching somebody, something going crazy. Great plays, bad plays, mistakes. Like that type of drama makes rivalries. And I feel like rivalries, especially in the NBA now, there are no rivalries in the NBA.
Yeah.
It's just player versus player now.
Right. Remember like the Knicks and the Heat too? Like Allen Houston and Spreewell and like Alonzo
yeah.
Mourning. Like that was Jeff Van Gundy like holding on the guy's leg at the bottom of the pile. Like that shit was awesome. And like hockey's still my favorite sport. They have basically legislated fighting out of hockey. Why would you take something away that gets fans out of their seats? It's the one sport where you're allowed to have fights. Everybody in the building feels that buzz. It's awesome when there's fights. I want more like organic, natural fights that happen, and they just squash it. They want all those kind of guys out of the league. They don't want, it's like you're taking something that's entertaining, that's unique to your sport, and getting rid of it for what? Like for what? Like the fighting in hockey is awesome. So, but they don't want it.
I'm not even a hockey fan, but that shit was entertaining as shit.
Yeah.
I think there should be fights in every sport. Put them in a 2-minute penalty box.
Yeah,
let's get it.
Throw them in
going, man. Let's just legalize the shit.
Yeah.
I like I said, I want my sports as physically imposing as possible.
Yeah,
I don't like.
We're here to be entertained.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you sign up for it, they get compensated better than ever. And now they can. It's just like, I don't know, man. Everything. You guys are right. We some old men yelling at the clouds, but it's just everything's soft.
It's because we care.
Yeah, but I do think the youth out there listening, if they could experience what it was back in the day, they'd be like, that's better. Like, this is more entertaining.
If you go watch an NFL game from 2007, it's not even the same sport.
Yeah.
I mean, guys would get their heads knocked off.
Rodney Harrison, like, I think he tried to murder people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I tell you the story right here, bro. We was playing them 2011, and he was undrafted too, right?
Mm-hmm.
And so, like, most undrafted guys know other successful undrafted dudes, right? And so Drake Johnson just went down. He had like some kind of hammy or whatever the case may be, but he was down for a long time. And we just sitting there, everybody. So I went up to him like, man, big fan of your game. Love the way you play with the boot. He goes, yeah, man, he said, when you're out there, I just want to kill somebody. And I was like, all right, dog, like, what the fuck? Nice to meet you too, cousin. But yeah, that is and was the mentality, right? Yeah. And it's just like, I don't really see that anymore. It's like they quash any kind of like shit talking and like that type. It's just not a thing anymore. Like I remember being on the field like barking. One of my favorite players I ever played against was Witherspoon for Atlanta. He was a linebacker. I used to talk. Like, it was like, if you didn't, because he was just dirty dog. Like, it's not dirty on something like he twisted my ankle to power, but just like he would get after you and get up and pop shit. I love that type of shit. So me and him, we'd go at it. And then after the game, I went to go seek him out because I want to see, because I felt like he was one of me. You know what I'm saying? It's rare that you meet like somebody on your level, just mentality-wise. And so I went up, I was like, hey, bro, I fucking love how he was like, man, it's so good to compete against you. Like, that type of shit is love. And that's what, I was talking to Clyde. He was like, I was, he was explaining to me how, like, man, back then, like, you didn't go out to dinner with the boys that you was playing against. He was like, man, when we seen these lines, fuck these niggas. That's what he said. Fuck these niggas. He's like, and that's, to me, they don't got that because everybody, friends on Instagram.
You go to the TikTok booth before the game and you film your TikToks with the opponent.
Motherfuckers is taking European trips to go to fashion shows together and shit. I'm like, that's what's up. Be into what you're into, but it's fucking soft. Like, shit, like these motherfuckers are soft, bro. Like, all these motherfuckers are soft. And I don't know. It just the game and the mentality has changed. Like, even like some of my buddies coach, right? Some of my buddies coach, and they'll be telling me about like the youth. Like, man, these kids, it's different nowadays, dog. Like, it's all about the show. It's all about IG. It's all about the internet. It's all about like how you look and there's a certain, I understand, like as far as like dressing on the field, like you look good, you feel good, you play good. But I grew up off of that, but I also grew up of like with dogs. Like, you got to get it in still. Yeah. And it's a war out there, and I just don't feel like it's a war anymore. I feel like it's just, organized choreography.
We had this
organized choreography.
I did a show with this guy who played in the NHL for a long time, tough guy, and then now he's like a head amateur scout, and he will talk to players and be like, you can play in the NHL. Like, you're currently not in the NHL. If you just hit people, like that will be a differentiator. If you just play physical, you'll be a professional athlete. Or if you're making $2 million a year, if you start hitting people, you'll make $5 million. And it's like guys just don't have that mindset anymore. It's all just make plays.
I mean, we've talked about Travis Hunter. If you told Travis Hunter he could make $100 million either way, either playing football or being like a streamer, he would pick streamer. Nice. Like, that's just the new. Yeah. That's just like the thing.
You know, it is. There is a shift, a cultural shift going on, and these fucking phones have changed us. Yeah. For the worse. I fear.
I still I didn't obviously play at a high level, but I still miss hitting people. Like, I still I'll see a guy on a skateboard down the street and I'll be like, it'd be nice to throw a little hip into this guy. Yeah.
playing pickup basketball. I'm the same way. Like yo, like my son, he's nice right now. Like it's really fun watching him play. And I'm his dad, so he growing up around me, and so he's not like I remember being younger and being afraid of people that were bigger than me, right? And it took my dad to be like, "Hey, them motherfuckers." He said, "Them motherfuckers put their shoes on just like you. They put their pants on just like you." Said, "Go ahead and knock them in the fucking mouth." And I was like, "Man, hell yeah," right here to gas me up. So I'm teaching my son that, and I'm watching how the kids playing, and they just soft. And I'm like, "Yo, like if you go up against a big man, how you beat a big man? You gotta get in his chest." So he'll drive the ball. He's 11 years old now. He'll like wow, you know what I'm saying? He'll do that, and it's like it's not normal at that age to be that physical, and so it's like. It's just a different era, and I grew up in that era, so I'm like, hopefully, a bunch of my, like dad era.
You got to have more kids, sons. Man. You have to have more kids.
No, I do not, brother. I am done. Yeah, man. I don't know if you're a young cat and you listen to this podcast today, just go up and punch somebody in the mouth. Could be a stranger. Go up and sock somebody out and be like, "This is for the '80s, baby," and walk off on it. Yeah, the glory days. That's what this podcast would be.
I loved it. I loved the show. Yeah.
Also, Sean Weatherspoon, University of Missouri.
Okay.
Who?
Sean Weatherspoon, the guy you were talking about.
Oh yeah.
I forget his number.
He was.
Is he 54?
I want to say 56.
Hold, please.
It was definitely 50 something. It was 50. Fuck was it? Might have been 56 or 58.
He was 56.
There we go. Yeah. One of my favorite games I played. Matter of fact, that was one of the games. It was 2011. It was a regular season game. We played Atlanta at home. That was the first time in the NFL where I felt like it was a college atmosphere. Wow. Like, because NFL games be kind of dead compared to the SEC games when I was in school. But it was just that shit was a vibe, man. That was a great part, man. Good shooting the shit. We appreciate you coming on, Chief.
I love being on. Thanks for having me.
We go too long for you?
No.
Okay.
No.
Before you leave, dog, give me one interesting fact about microplastics.
I think I'm out. I'm removing the microplastics from my brain, so they're out.
That's all good. Much love, man. Appreciate you having you on. Everybody out there, be safe. Don't be soft. And let's make sports great again, right, Big T?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna go check Nikki Smokes into the fucking ground.
Can we put that on a
That's
hat?
what I'm talking about.
What?
Make sports great again?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can we make those?
I'll wear that one. Don't make it red though.
Yeah.
Make sports violent again.
Yes.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that. Hey, put on a shirt. I'll wear that shit. Both of them.
We'll see what
But
we
all
can
right,
do.
man. That's Macrodosing for the day. Peace, love. Y'all be easy, man.